Hi, Colonel Keg. Hi,
Keg.
Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Welcome to the Velveteen Lounge.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yes, Colonel Keg's first. And Lisa,
Uh-huh.
I love it that you guys are here. Happy Wednesday.
We've achieved.
We have achieved.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yay.
What's funny, inside our little screen here, the very first viewer looks like this is somebody named StreamYard. Oh, no, that's our host. Yeah.
No,
you guys are first up.
We're the hosts.
Boom. We're the hosts. That's the one.
Hi, Pepper
Tree.
Tree. Good to
Boom,
see
boom,
you.
boom, boom. Our regular viewers, many of whom we saw on Monday, are also regular viewers of Pepper Tree, and may have noticed we did a drop-in because it is Jell-O month, and
we're doing a collaboration with Pepper Tree tonight.
They've been doing this with all of their collaborators, and we joined in. So they made their Jell-O masterpiece, which actually looked really tasty.
Oh, hi, Vintage Camper Gal. Good to see you.
And
Let's celebrate TV. Hi, good to see you.
Hey.
Peter, hello.
Southern NJ, baby.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen anyone on Facebook yet. I wonder if the broadcast has started on Facebook.
Well,
we had a little trouble last week with Facebook. So
now, how did you kickstart that? How did that work?
I
thought that eventually people were chiming in from Facebook.
I'm gonna go take a look.
Let's take a look.
You keep talking.
I will.
I'll take a quick.
I will, in fact, continue yakking because I was just talking about all of these
it says we're live
collaborations.
It says we're live.
Apparently live.
Okay.
I guess I could go to go to the phone and check.
Hi,
and see if
Eric.
I see me.
Oh, hi, Julie. Julie's on Facebook.
Julie's on Facebook.
Yes. Hi, Julie.
Thank you for chiming in from Facebook
and
to
Eric.
ensure us that
Yay! I'm
so
happy people are joining in.
Yeah. Yes. Well, we do these things. You press a button, and that's all you know. You don't know if either of these platforms is totally dead in the water unless nobody shows up. And then you're like, what's happening?
Hi, Ben. Good to see you.
Yes. Hey, Ben.
Just wrapping up my work for the day. Nice.
Hey, good.
Okay, so
I feel like you should have wrapped that up hours ago, but you know what? It depends on where you're coming from.
You've heard that this Jell-O collab is happening.
You heard this.
And
if you were here, if you're Monday, Pepper Tree's broadcast, you actually heard.
Theirs came out so pretty.
It looked really nice. Yes.
Theirs came out so pretty. Ours came out less pretty, but it gets the job done.
Well, you can tell the saga.
There was a story. There was some drama.
You can tell the saga of how it got
Jell-O
there.
Drama.
And I think it's a highly entertaining story. And you went through it. You might as well tell.
Entertaining now. At the time,
it's entertaining.
Not so much.
The trauma.
But yeah,
you might have been cleaning some Jell-O off of the kitchen table there.
That kitchen kind of table, the floor, the
carpet, the kitchen floor. Oh, brother.
Yeah.
Let me just put it this. I'm just going to put it this way: there's spring-form pans into which you can make a cheesecake. If you put something really fluid in there, they leak.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like they leak, but it also looks like they're tight enough. And no, they're not.
Hi, Lauren. Good to see you.
I don't know. Maybe you get a better pan. Maybe yours has a gasket, but ours did.
Oh, Errol's still in a meeting. Oof.
Oh, son
all right.
Oh, well.
No worries.
Well, we actually have, we have one party just finishing up today. Glad to hear it. And we have Errol here still stuck in meetings.
Well, Eric, we're happy you're here for as long as you're here.
Yes, we are. I will absolutely say that.
Okay, so I'm ready for a drink.
Yeah. Oh, you are?
I'm ready for a drink inspired by this evening. Okay, so we got this the other day. This, if you can find this, it is so
really
good.
It's a nice flavor profile. Ume plum liqueur.
Yes, Ume plum liqueur. Where's this from?
Let me tell you.
Actually.
So this is coming to you in San Francisco. Hello, Bay Area people.
This stuff is so good. Like, you know how much we love the sour cherry cordial, the American fruit sour cherry cordial. This is in a very similar vein. Like, I would just sip this.
Sip this stuff over a big rock,
good.
Which is a great idea. A little after hours kind of thing. Now, let me see. I want to note that this is designed in San Francisco, bottled by Plume Shoe in Detroit. So actually, this has a pedigree from the middle and the west.
And there we go, baby. I was charmed because the little ribbon on the front, I don't think you can see it, but it says "Drink Me."
Drink me.
Like Alice in Wonderland. Okay, so.
And the big design on the front here has that snake head.
Yes, it is purple,
its tail.
Lisa. We're going to see what this looks like. I think this is going to be very pretty. So I'm making something that I am calling Plum Princess.
The Plum Princess.
The Plum Princess.
How about that?
And I need this.
This.
I'm going to start with an ounce of Dorothy Parker rose petal gin. You could use any rose petal gin, and if you can't find rose petal gin, you could just use gin.
And you could always probably drop to any of you bakers might just happen to have rose water on hand. And I think like a few drops of that would probably get you to that flavor profile.
So
just in case it's really hard to find
gin.
the Dorothy Parker. Not super difficult for us because this
it's made in New York.
It's made in New York
State.
State.
In New York, so.
We're in New York State. But that's actually made in Brooklyn, I believe. So
yes.
it is available fairly easily.
Okay,
although our locals don't have it. We have to go to Newburgh to get it.
Okay.
As a matter of fact.
Oh, Lisa, thank you. I was aiming for springy. Yay. I'm glad. Thank you.
And Celebrate is noting that. So
and that's why you put around. I know that now.
Now you tell me.
Okay, so
bang.
It was yesterday was a very long day. I mean,
you did that.
I poured out a little too much.
It's a real shame. Gotta take a sip. Well, it was a really long day, and you decided to actually do the work late in the day. And I think that's not always the best approach. Although, if it had been like one of the rote things, it would have been totally fine.
So that was an ounce of the rose petal gin and a half ounce of the ume liqueur, which is really hard to get the cork back into. A twist of lemon.
She likes hers with a twist.
And I will take the Prosecco.
You're going to top
bubbles. Yes, Peter, let's raise a glass to David Johansen. That was so sad.
Oh, jeez. Well, Peter, I think you were the ones who hipped us on the air just weeks ago the fact that the man had stage 4 cancer. You hear that, you're like, oh, jeez.
I'm using
wow.
Prosecco. I would use champagne if I had it, but I don't. So I'm using Prosecco. Fill your champagne flute.
Yeah, we have champagne taste on a Prosecco budget. Let's just put it that way.
Exactly.
But definitely.
Hi, Ben. Good to see you.
Raising the old shot glass to David. He actually. I had a friend recently saying, "Good thing you actually saw the New York Dolls when you did," and I was like, "I never saw the Dolls." That would have been a reunion tour.
I know, brain tumor.
The Dolls version 1. I was way too young for that, but my cousin probably could have seen them at the time, and I don't think he did.
Okay.
But I never saw any of the reunion tours. But interestingly, I used to work down on the seaport, and one day I hear music. I walk out down there, and who's playing but the Harry Smiths, which was their little sort of rootsy rock group that he was heading up. So there was David, and he was singing. And I heard of it. I was like, okay, cool. Now I've seen David Johansen live.
Okay.
There are certain artists who I actually do appreciate having had the opportunity to see. There's certain ones that I've never seen that probably had plenty of opportunity, and it just never came up, like Bob Dylan. And it's like it would probably be a lot of effort and money to do that these days, and I question that. But you can always take a look at the video, and then of course there's the award-winning picture, which is out right now. Complete or Numb, which we recommend. I thought it was very well done.
Your favorite Prosecco. Okay, so this one is the this I would say this is my favorite, the Jaume Serra Cristalino. If you can find this, it's the price is right, and it's actually really good.
Usually available for something like 10 or 12 bucks. I think that's about the best price you're going to get on a really decent bottle of this stuff. Literally, this is Cava. I'm not going to make any bones about that. That's Cava, Prosecco, Spumante. Is it a good dry, light bubbles? I'm in. I'll do it. They make a rosé too, which is very good. And it's fun. And when you've got something that's rosy that you just put in there and you add some pink champagne. Pink champagne.
Champagne Prosecco. Peter, it's where it's made.
Yep. Yeah.
Champagne's from the Champagne region of France.
Yep.
Prosecco is Italian. Cava Spanish.
Spumante is also Italian, and I'm sure that there's something from Hungary which is actually sparkling Tokay, and then boom, and there you go. We can note that if you make bubbly in France and it is not made in Champagne, it's not bubbly. It's not champagne.
No.
But you know what they call it? Blanc de Blanc.
Blanc.
And you used to be able to get, probably can still get, the Trader Joe's Blanc de Blanc
in
their liquor store.
We lost our Trader Joe's liquor store. Damn it.
Man, all you West Coast folks are like,
it was cheap.
I love that stuff.
It was cheap and good.
At the time, it was $6.50 for the bottle. There was no better price in this stuff.
I know.
You're making some big champagne punch for a party. Not like you're gonna use the good stuff. So there we go. Right. I mean, I regret not having that
You
option.
got to make
these days.
yourself a drink.
Apparently
So we can try
Let's
some
go.
Jell-O.
Try some.
Okay.
Watch it wiggle, see it jiggle, and let's go with
Yeah,
that.
and then I'll share the
We'll go for that
drama
business.
of
Yeah.
the Jell-O.
Did you say the trauma? Oh, you meant the drama.
It was traumatic for
No,
a minute.
I meant both.
It
is
was
what she
traumatic
says.
for a minute.
Okay, so let's actually go with. I need a shaker. I have one right here. As a matter of fact,
We need a new carpet. We need a new wall to wall.
a few things have spilled, haven't they?
Yes.
Fairly recently.
Jell-O.
As in, you don't say.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, there they are. Pepper trees here. They're on deck. I see you guys.
Hello. Excellent. Ready
All
to
right.
dial in. This is one of our opportunities where we will return the favor, and they will appear so that we
Yeah.
can see. And that's why I got to actually get hurry up my our sets and make this happen.
Mhm.
So we had some folks at some point asking about like, oh, Mardi Gras doing anything? I'm like, not really, because we're going to miss it. It's like our show's Wednesday, but here we are on what, Ash Wednesday? Are we on Ash Wednesday already?
Yes.
Yes, there we go. Right, things I should remember, right? We have passed Fat Tuesday, and I will actually raise a glass to those folks who are now, of course, completely abstaining in New Orleans because they're doing it all for Lent. Wait for it. Anyway, in the meantime,
I'm sure some people are, but
let's make a New Orleans classic that was.
Okay.
I think this was either pioneered the Monteleone or one of these big classic 20s hotels in New Orleans.
Blanc de Blanc means the wine uses 100% Chardonnay,
Chardonnay.
instead of
Thank you.
mixes of 3
I appreciate that. Yes, because I did not know that. So I'm
There
going to
you
do a New Orleans classic.
Love a good Blanc de Blanc. Me
The
too.
Vou Carré, or as they like to say it, the Vou Carré. If
Vou
you can say
Carré.
that, great. I just kind of spit saying that
Vou
myself.
Carré.
So the Carré. I will take the rye, please. So this is a real classic combo of typical brown goods that you would have found in New Orleans at the time. Rye, very commonly done, absolutely. Bourbon. I don't think bourbon was that popular at the time, say like 1820s. It took its time, but eventually, of course, it became like the thing, and everyone's doing bourbon. So this is going to be 3/4 of an ounce. This is one of these interesting ones where I just did a little spilly there. Interesting ones where it's equal parts. A little tight up here tonight. Equal parts,
Just
and
tonight.
usually I think that's way off, but this is okay. And I'll take the brandy, please. I'll clean this up in a minute. I happen to be
It's your
using
side of the bar.
a
Clean
French
it up whenever
brandy.
you want.
Yeah, clean up your bar. The French brandy. This is actually the Reynal. We like this stuff a lot. This is not a cognac, but it's very good. And you know what I like about it? I can make a lot of sidecars for the price of one of those bottles of cognac, which is probably more of a sipper anyway. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Third ingredient is actually the sweet vermouth. I sometimes make this with half sweet, half dry. I decided to keep it easy because we got to get on with it. And so those are your 3 parts. And with 3/4 ounce of each, it's actually a bit lighter of a drink, as it turns out, despite the fact that so far it's all booze.
You think so?
I will take the bitters. Well, it's only 1.5 ounces of the hard stuff.
Oh, you don't want the Benedictine?
I will take that, yes,
I was
but
gonna
I'll take the
say.
bitters first. A couple dashes of this, and a couple dashes of that.
Hi, Sherry.
That was the Angostura. I will take the Peychaud's,
Oh.
please. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep. You should have all the stuff over here, right? But she has it over here. So it's
Love a good
easy.
sidecar. Ooh, the
Yeah,
best
I
one I ever
do.
had was at Disneyland Resort.
Wow.
I
Take
love
that.
the ones I get at Sardi's
Yeah.
and like Keen's, like all the
The classic.
classic joints
go.
here in New York.
Okay, Benedictine, 1/4 ounce, just a bit, because that's a flavoring. Now, so far, I don't have
Okay.
anything sour in there, and I might throw some lemon peel in. That's a pretty good idea. Shake with ice.
He's stirring this up. Ordinarily, I think of this as a rock drink, but we like our drinks up.
We like our drinks up.
So
And the fact is, like, how many times are we at a place ask for a Manhattan, they give it to me on the rocks? I'm like, yeah, that's legit, but I like it as an up drink. I
hi,
like
Rave
this one as an
Racer.
upgrade.
Good to see you.
Ultimately, this is kind of in the Manhattan family anyway.
Oh yeah, Peter loves seeing the vermouth get some love. Yep.
Boom. All right, so
All right.
chilled cocktail glass. Give that a
Now
second.
my drink is disappearing very quickly.
Well, that's why I'm shaking. Fast.
Unfortunately.
I'm shaking fast. And
Okay.
spraying into your cocktail glass.
Splashy.
I'm not splashing it.
A little splashy.
You know, the only differences I'm going to make here, you could always throw a like a.
I want to try it.
You can always throw a cherry in there if you wanted to, and that's fine. I'm definitely going to take the peel here, express a little bit of oil to the top. You can see that coming out. That's wonderful. And I'm actually going to add a dash of the bubbles.
Currently sipping a
I feel
cold
like
brew and rum sour with a splash
Cold
of
brew.
Mosca. Nice.
There we go. So that's just a little bit at the topper. Not even as much as you would put in for a 75-ish. So
do you need the rest of that?
I will for what I'm doing.
Okay.
Well, I'll lead
I
at
was
least.
going to try to scam it from you.
Well, I'm going to abscond with my kava.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was.
You realize the show is getting cutthroat. Anyway, so here we go. This is the Vuchae, please, in honor of the fact that New Orleans has ceased drinking for the next 6 weeks.
Oh, Peter's asking, would anyone enjoy a little vermouth after dinner? Sure, why not?
I would. And of course, because really you're putting yourself into the whole category of those digestives. And some things are very specifically made like that, and they are not really vermouth, but they kind of taste like it.
Do you want to go grab the
I do. The
Jell-O Upside-Down Cake?
First thing we're going to do is since
I bring Pepper Tree
I made a bit of a spill over here.
Here we are. There you are, guys.
Hey there.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, you're drinking. We need to drink too, but we're trying. Yeah,
we're trying something that just came out. I love 7-Up. I've always had as a kid, and I love anything tiki and tropical. Well, they came out with 7-Up tropical soda.
Tropical soda? No way. Okay.
So if anyone's getting feedback on this broadcast, let me know.
Yeah.
We're fine. Yeah, not getting feedback. So I saw we got the 0 sugar. I kind of like plain. I mean, you kind of have to need normal 7-Up, but it says tropical soda. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna spike it with rum because I love rum. I love everything with rum.
And why not? Use a nice
cooler. There you go.
No, it's just a tropical. So I've been wanting to try the soda.
I want to try it too.
I want to see what the color is. This is very red.
We have to see if they have that.
It's very.
It's almost peachy.
It's almost peachy like a rosé.
I was expecting that to look like Tahitian treat.
Yes.
That's like kind of funny though.
Okay.
Hi, Mom. Good to see you.
So
let's
I don't know how much you have.
That's okay.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay.
And how is
bubbles?
Bubbles.
Oh,
Bubbles.
Yeah.
Careful. Review on the air on the spot.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Always a splash.
You know what? It's very subtle. It's absolutely amazing. I'm gonna try it with because again we got the 0 sugar one.
Right.
So
hi, Gettysburg man.
And I just threw some in.
It's actually very good.
Okay.
I would buy this again.
We have the comment here from Ben. Looks like carbonated pea. Oh yeah, very.
No, it's like rose. It's like a rosé wine.
Look at that. It looks like I can see that.
It looks like beer, and I mean, I'm gonna put a little coconut, just a dollop.
Oh, that's nice.
Things will improve once the rum goes in.
Exactly.
It definitely
everything better.
So, Jell-O, what happened with your little?
Okay, so
you tell the story. I'll fetch the
you
Jell-O.
go get it. So I put it in the springform pan, and I put some parchment paper on the bottom. That didn't do anything to keep it from just all seeping out the bottom. And I was using orange Jell-O. It just went everywhere. So I was like, shit, and like trying to put it together. So I managed to get the cake out without breaking the cake, and quickly redid it all in the original cake pan. But the orange Jell-O went everywhere. So I'm like, I'll go back to the store. It was like 10 o'clock at night. I was not going to go back to the store. So I'm like going through our stuff, trying to find some Jell-O. And what I found was blue raspberry. So it's got some blue raspberry and some orange. But the thing is, the sides of it look a little like mold from the blue.
Yeah, that looks nasty.
No, it's blue raspberry.
Although the top of it
looks like blue cheese.
The top of it has the clean peaches, so we get that peachy color, a very heavy orange color, and the blue. It looks like a Pride donut. Pride bake. Really want to take one of those.
It's
Would be
like
funny.
the sprinkles on the cake started to weep.
You know.
Yeah, it's
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's just the blue from the Jell-O makes the whole thing look like mold.
So you
Does
use
that-
blue Jell-O?
Goodness.
She used the blue raspberry.
The blue raspberry Jell-O.
Right.
Yes, because that's what we had.
That's great.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, that looks nasty. I mean,
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try
But
it.
you know
Let's
what?
find
yeah,
out.
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
lose. Go ahead,
Oh,
try
try
it.
And we'll see if it's one of those things that's like,
Okay.
oh, it's horrible. And then you try it, you're like, gee, it's awesome, you know? So
Let's celebrate to add some.
I
citrus
feel
to the
like famous last words, but I feel like how bad can it be?
you know, there are some flavor combos you really don't want to go to. Think about some of the things that I do in cocktail roulette. And,
Okay.
the simple
Right.
fact is, if I see it looks like it's going to be like gin and mint liqueur, I'm like, no, not happening.
No.
And then we try it,
Ugh.
and it's like, yes, it's exactly that bad.
It's as bad as you thought it was. All right, here.
Like I like to say, it's like, we try these things so you don't have to.
All right. Going to.
Anyway, by the way, the VU is an excellent sort of thing. The VU is a nice thing to have. It's only a few ingredients. You do
Right.
have to have the Benedictine, otherwise you're kind of missing something.
All right.
But I recommend.
Okay.
Here we go.
What
Moment
kind of
truth.
cake did you make? Just a normal yellow?
I used exactly the one you got.
It is the
the
actual
Duncan High.
Duncan High.
Oh God,
With
great!
3 full eggs with the yolks.
No.
I think you used
No.
egg whites because that's what
We
had.
don't have egg money.
We don't have egg money. At $25 a carton, it's just like leave that for
It's
Actually,
good.
Sherry had the right idea. It's just like you could buy eggs for a lot of money, or just go to your
Mm.
hobby store and get like the eggshells.
Oh,
and
Dawn
for
thinks
much
it's
less.
pretty. Hi, Dawn, and hi, Laura. Good to see both of you.
Yeah, so it worked.
It's
It
a good
worked.
texture. Jello and cake work.
This really tastes good. I'm thinking of like your,
It's
your
good.
cake where you said it was like the best thing you'd had. It's very moist.
Mm-hmm.
The gelatin is not like forming an impenetrable layer or anything.
Mm-mm.
It's sort of
No.
combining
Yeah.
nicely.
And it held all the peaches onto the
Mhm.
cake.
You see,
It worked.
It
It was
worked.
surprisingly
It worked.
really worked. It was
It worked,
really
Devin.
good.
now I want to hear a little bit more about this Jell-O that you had with eggs in it, a suspended hard.
Oh, good. The classic.
Oh my God. So I was just looking to try things. And I'm thinking of like what would look cool. Like I was trying to make something that looked like an old vintage recipe.
Gelatin mold with everything
So I
suspended
thought
in
like,
it.
oh, I'll do hard-boiled eggs in there. And it was horrible.
Because
It
among
was
other things,
so gross.
it wasn't egg slices like you might expect with like little bits of ham
Mm-mm.
or something. This was like whole hard-boiled eggs, just suspended in the gelatin.
Mhm.
And I think it was lemon
It was
Jell-O.
so bad.
And of course, after being in the lemon Jell-O, the eggs started to get stained, so they were kind of
Oh yeah, so
yellowed
the eggs were
outside
like, yeah,
of the
like
egg,
green because
And
we
slightly lemony. And I remember trying it and saying, the individual parts didn't offend me. I mean, they were okay, and whatever
the
eggs,
eggs were horrible.
but like the product as a whole was like, what the hell is going on here? Not the worst thing I've had. No,
I had
not a
pickled,
big recommendation either.
I had pickled eggs suspended in Jell-O.
Oh wow!
Oh, who's disparaging gin?
What?
Oh no,
What? Hello.
I love
No,
gin.
we were disparaging gin with mint.
Yes.
Oh, gin with mint.
Gin with mint, that's what I'm talking about.
No, gin with mint
Yeah.
is like
What was what were we
I
doing?
get it.
no.
Used to be able to buy mint gin. It's a cool idea.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, no, I love gin.
Yeah,
I love
seriously.
gin. I'm all about gin. But mint and gin is
Ugh, yeah, no.
This is
no.
the thing. Celebrate. I'm just going to note that if you have an opinion about mint gin, that's one thing. But we weren't actually like slagging off gin as a category because we drink a lot of it. So I drink a lot of
I'm gonna
gin.
drink some more right after this.
As a matter of fact, but the subject of like what you would mix with your
Yeah.
gin that would be really
Hard
bad.
boiled
mint.
eggs and gelatin
Yeah.
was really a thing. It was so bad. The
Mhm.
one we made. Like, oh,
We have to try that.
I know we did pickled. My grandmother did pickled eggs every Easter. The whole make a whole vat of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember having a Jell-O where she sliced them in half, and then she suspended them in a Jell-O.
Mhm.
and it had other stuff in it, and it was like I think I had celery or whatever and
Sure.
carrots.
Yeah.
The pickled eggs were good, and I was a kid, so your palate at a kid was like that stuff
Yeah.
is nasty.
Yeah.
But I would try it again because an egg is also kind of like, rubbery and gelatinous.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, and then it's pickled. I would try it again and make a
Oh, yeah, I
suspended
do
egg
pickle
salad.
That's
I think
fine.
we should. I think we should try that.
I can pickle. I haven't had pickled eggs since I was a wee lad.
Mhm.
Almost like
Yeah.
30, 35 years ago. Ooh.
Now, let's celebrate TV. They're going to be on our show just like you were.
Oh, okay.
We'll be trying a Jell-O crossover. So we'll be doing that with them in a few weeks.
Excellent.
Great.
So
Excellent.
we're excited about that one.
Yeah.
Oh, let's celebrate. Yeah, let's do it. Road trip.
Road
I
trip,
love
live
it.
stream.
Yeah, live stream.
You guys are technically close to be in the hood. You
Yeah.
guys are not too far away from
Oh,
each other.
And
in
they
the
have
region.
a great setup in their studio.
Yeah.
They're camping, and they're not camping, they're super hyper glamping, where they bring a giant bar with them with full of dishes and barware and all the
Yeah, yeah. I love
So
it.
you guys connect, and you guys might want to hang out.
Well, yeah, let's
We got a
do
thing going on.
it.
Gonna drink a lot of gin.
Yeah, I think this was a win. I like it. It was. I like a recipe that you can salvage.
Please.
No,
Yeah.
so wrong.
Ultimately, it's a very spongy cake, not a sponge cake.
Oh,
but it's a very
vintage camper
spongy
gal
cake.
says, "Sorry, I stepped out." Okay, so
Anyway.
we show you the Jell-O Upside-Down Cake. Despite the fact that it's half blue and half orange, which actually looks very artistic if you look
It really,
from the top.
yeah, from the top, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, and
Very
it's
good.
very giving.
I'm gonna have mine at after dinner. I'm making a giant thing of carnitas. It's in the Instant Pot right now.
Ooh,
Now
yum.
we're talking.
Very, very traditional carnitas, and we'll crisp it up. And
Oh, see, we've got vintage camper gal here. Okay, yeah, camping and glamping. I think we're gonna have to do some
We
connecting
have
here.
like
Yeah.
And nobody, all of us, I think, are got to the point we do not camp. It's all about glamping.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen if it doesn't have climate control and a full-on orthopedic mattress. No way. I don't like bugs. I need to be temperature controlled.
Yeah, roughing it for us is going someplace without reservations.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I have a friend who often says that she'll go to Burning Man as soon as they have air conditioning on the playa.
Bing.
Yeah. No.
No, thank you. I'll just stay at the Grand Sierra Resort down the street.
Yes.
Bathroom a must. Exactly.
Seriously.
Hi, Angela. Good to see you
Angela.
here. Yay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad your Jell-O survived.
It's awesome.
It looks
so
really good.
Lived. Yeah, and it's good. We'll actually finish this one.
We are too. We wish if you guys have whipping cream, they'd be really good with whipping cream or ice cream.
Oh yeah, we do. We do.
We do.
Yeah, try that.
Perfect pairing.
And I do highly recommend the 7-Up tropical flavored canned soda.
Yeah, maybe
Definitely find it. This is 0 sugar. I'm gonna probably buy the other one with just normal regular 7-Up.
Yeah, we found
and splash it with coconut rum. It's divine.
Yeah, we found ours at the Google Hoosier.
Right.
You got a thing
Maybe
going on.
we'll look into this for next week.
You got a thing going on. That sounds marvelous. I was
Yeah,
really
because it's-
expecting that was going to look exactly like what you used to be able to get in the 70s was Tahitian treat. I think Coca-Cola made that. And it was extraordinarily red, and it was very fruit punchy.
I loved that.
And I remember when you were just so parched, they were like marching across the desert. You grab one of those, and it was like, wow, energy. It was really cool. So it was so they totally cribbed that, didn't they? But no, they went for something that looks more like champagne.
Cactus cooler. Do you remember Cactus cooler?
Oh, I loved Cactus cooler.
Oh yes.
So
that sounds like fun.
I know. Wonder if you can still get that.
Got to look up.
I know.
Look it up now that you did that.
Exactly.
As of a few years ago, you can still get Kickapoo Joy Juice, which is something from Lil Abner, of course. And I'm trying to think of something else in that vein. There's a lot of like lemon limey sodas out there. And then, of course, we get into like the Northeast, and then you start talking Moxie, like all these bitter
Oh,
sodas.
God.
Oh, man.
Moxie.
I think you gentlemen probably don't have access to Moxie, but you really should try it.
Moxie.
Sounds
Oh,
like
yeah.
definitely.
What is
It's-
Moxie?
Moxie,
it's a soda.
it's one of the oldest sodas out there from the 1880s.
You can get Tahitian treat at Family Dollar. What?
What?
Ben? What?
Really?
Okay.
Okay, gonna check that out, Ben. Thank
We'll
you.
have to check that out. Yeah.
It's
We've
a
got
dream.
we have a family dollar nearby.
Post Mardi Gras. Here we are. Here we are.
Oh, Moxie.
Yeah, check
Oh, yeah,
that
I've
out.
seen that.
It's a very heavy syrupy soda, really in the vein of Pepsi, Coke, any of the colas. But the major flavoring ingredient is boom. Look at that. Look at that guy.
Yep.
Major flavoring ingredient is gentian root. So it's the same stuff in your bitters.
Oh my
Oh, you
gosh.
take a slug of this stuff, it's very sweet, and then you're like, whoa, bitter hit. And I think a lot of people think this is the worst thing I've
Oh,
ever
remember
had.
Zima? I do remember Zima.
Oh God, who didn't have Zima in the 90s?
I ran that ad as a vintage commercial on
Yeah.
a show last week.
Last week.
Oh God. Moxie is carbonated bitters with sugar.
More or
Yeah,
less.
seems like it too.
I've used it as a mixer, and I had a challenge where somebody said, "Make something good out of this."
I
And
just remember.
did, and he agreed. He thought it was.
I remember seeing it on a documentary, one of those food history shows,
Yeah.
and the guy from the Moxie Museum was saying it tastes like a well-used motor oil.
Oh.
I know, and he works there.
sort of an
yeah.
acquired taste,
yeah.
you know. But
Oh, it treats soda. It did flavors. I remember that.
yep,
I remember, like, we used to be able to get that at Christmas tree shops, and then they went out of
yeah,
business.
Oh,
Yeah.
St.
So,
Joe's
yeah.
soda.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went out of business too.
Yeah.
it's too bad.
Sun Country wine coolers. Oh my gosh!
But the 2
But
liter.
a 2-liter bottle. What could go wrong?
That sounds like a lost weekend right there. I'm thinking
You guys-
about who else.
Did you guys drink wine coolers in the late 90s into the late
yeah.
80s into the 90s?
Oh yeah,
I recall
did.
the
James
Bartles and James.
Mr. Bartles, Mr. James.
Yeah, and
Yep.
Very successful ad campaign.
my favorite was Seagram's Wild Berry.
Oh.
If I had one now, I'm sure I would
Cringe.
be like, oh God! But
I recall
You're
that.
so young.
oh, they bottle Moxie in the town to the south here, so it's local.
Oh,
Ben,
there you
no
go, Ben.
way!
There you go,
I
Ben.
love it.
Awesome. I recall
80s all the way. Yeah.
that the flagship bottles in James was really just sort of like white wine with like a little bit of sour to it and a little bit more sweet to it. It was kind of like WPLJ, like white port lemon juice. And ultimately, it's a sort of thing where if it's really hot and you're on the veranda, you have a few of those. You're like,
Ripple.
yeah, this is pretty good.
Ripple.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's celebrate. Okay, so have you ever been to the website Bum Wine?
Now we're talking.
Our friend Peter, who I think is still here, we want to do the Bum Wine challenge where you just line up all the cheap
Talking
wines.
with the old man beer
but
challenge.
You can't get Ripple anymore.
Oh, Ripple's long
It's
gone.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. We had this wonderful wine tasting that we did on a beach about 20 years ago.
Oh, that's
Uh-huh.
Now, all of the friends around the circle, except for the two of us, worked at Kendall Jackson.
Oh, and then the
Okay,
medical,
yep.
company, the medical place.
Yes. So we all said, okay, it doesn't matter how much you spend on the bottle. It just cannot be more than $20.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right.
We all had bottles of wine in paper bags, and they were all numbered 1 through 8.
Okay.
We tried number 1, and we all looked at each other. Then we looked at number 2 and drank that.
And everybody's silent. By
Everyone is quiet.
big bonfire.
And then-
just no one's talking.
Number 3, by that time, Doug said,
I had
I've
enough.
had enough. He took his glass,
I
threw.
got up and I made it just like a drama queen. I took it and I just threw it right into the fire. And it went,
And everyone around the
Everybody
circle said,
gets
"Oh,
up,
oh,
and
good!
they go,
I'm
"Oh, thank
so
God."
glad."
because the wine was nasty. I mean, it was all of them were so gross.
The best wine ended up being the $6 bottle of wine that we had.
bought. We were the highlight of the party because we were noobs because nobody knew who we were. We just kind of like joined this like beach bonfire out in the Bodega Bay out in Sonoma County. It was so much fun. They're like, you guys are really fun. You guys do that because everybody was scared to death to do it. And I'm like, this wine was gross. And I'm like,
If you ever want a fun time, get cheap wine around a circle and throw it into a bonfire.
It's
Yeah.
on a beach, on an ocean.
I love it.
So it was just like
Yeah.
we were just having so much fun. And I'm like, you guys drink this stuff. A whole bunch of people work at Kendall Jackson, a whole bunch of people working at a medical facilities factory. And I'm like, this is what you guys get. You guys live all in Sonoma County, the best wine.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
I mean, you're just like you're shoulder
And
to
I just had,
shoulder with like some
$2 chocolate
of
away.
the most highly regarded in the world, and there's like, I got some Ripple over here.
Yep.
What the hell are you guys talking about?
Yeah, I was just because I didn't want to drink the rest of it. So it was just the highlight of the whole night. If you didn't like it, it went into the fire.
That sounds entirely fair.
We did a video with MD 2020 one time,
Yes.
and that was bad.
It's
Bad.
bottom of the. It really is.
I had to make a cocktail with it, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
this
man.
is not."
You really have to work.
good."
You really have to-
Yeah,
and it comes in
was
more
bad.
colors and flavors than you can imagine or would want. And
Ugh.
you know,
It's a rainbow.
I do have the flair for the dramatics at times.
it sounds like that was one of the good
Yeah.
times right there. Oh, baby. Bad wine. I've had
Oh my
bad wine in my
gosh.
time. Usually it was super cheap. And then I don't think I've ever had like a fairly expensive bottle that was just terrible. And I got to think, like, if we're talking somewhere between 10 and 20, it's like you should get a decent bottle. You know, $12 for a bottle of wine is drinkable. Should be drinkable.
Yeah, it is around 15 right now. It's just plain drinkable wine.
I would say if it's a good Bordeaux, $12 is a good price for
Yeah.
a good Bordeaux.
Yeah, Peter. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an inexpensive bottle. And
Mhm.
obviously Bordeaux can go pretty astronomical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there's no need for that.
I don't have
and
those kinds of taste buds.
I really question
I don't have expensive wine taste buds.
if you put them side by side, you know, $12, $120. Can I tell?
We're lucky to be surrounded by Costco's here too. So they've
Yeah.
got
Yes.
everything there.
Yeah, we have really great, and I can tell the difference from just basic everyday wine and really bad wine.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I also can taste something that it's no joke. That's a $200 to a $600 bottle of wine.
Yeah.
On Christmas Eve of 2020, again,
God.
2020 was it. We had a Visa Tui from 1999,
Oh wow.
a Cabernet. The thing aged so well.
Oh,
This thing retailed after it between $600 to $800.
Wow.
it was
So
so.
I did a
it was
gorgeous
so
prime rib.
Yeah.
smooth. Oh my gosh! It had such a great.
We
body.
opened it up because 2020, the world was
I-
crashing. It was so
Yeah,
horrible.
I was afraid that it might have been corked
Yeah.
by that time, but
You
no.
No,
It was
it
a beer.
came out,
Oh my gosh.
had
Okay.
the best meal.
Ben says, I'm imagining putting Mad Dog through a soda stream carbonator. Oh,
So just
now I feel like I need a soda stream carbonator.
Well, you can try, Ben, try it and report back. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah,
Flip it
definitely.
and put it on your socials and tag us. But
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, please let us all know.
it was like to have that. I'm like, okay, can you really try and taste something that tasted so good? It didn't even taste like wine. It was the weirdest that it was a Cabernet. It was so cool. We killed the whole bottle.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because, you didn't know what to do, but we needed to celebrate because we needed happy. And I had one of the best meals. It was so wonderful because, who knew what was happening in 2020? So we were bringing out all of our good stuff, the fine, fancy dishes,
Yeah.
very expensive food,
Yeah.
expensive wine. We had a great time.
Excellent.
love
Excellent.
it.
That sounds marvelous. I usually say, like, I'll be right over, but it's like, I'll be right over 5 years ago.
Vintage
Yeah.
Prosecco.
And now,
Yeah.
now I wish we had
We need a
Prosecco
30.
in the
Excellent.
fridge.
We do.
We have Prosecco in the
Yes,
fridge?
we have the one we bought at Christmas
Oh,
time
I think
with Richard.
we might be having Prosecco with dinner then.
So Richard
Oh.
came over to celebrate Christmas, and it was our Friendsgiving 2.0. And we had all the Seas candy, and we went to Total Wine, and he got these really amazing Spanish wines.
Oh,
Oh.
it was a fantastic Rioja.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
and I was eating probably 8 pieces of Seas candy chocolate with this wine.
Yeah.
I was so lit after between the sugar rush. We ended
Yep.
up calling the Seas Candy Store to the gal who we ended up bought him. It was kind of like a drunk dial. We love you. We love you. Can we buy these bottles of wine? We were so lit. Between
Steve, I love you, man.
the chocolate and the wine, I couldn't stop. And this wine was really good.
Oh, wow.
And we ended up having a because we were just so lit and we were enjoying ourselves because it was a shopping day and we got all this Seas Candy. We ended up eating a Costco chicken. And I'm sitting there going, oh, this is so good because, between the sugar and the wine. Oh, yeah. My pancreas was not happy with me.
I love it.
I hear that.
So that's how we roll during the holiday.
Celebrate is saying we do a lot of wineries on Long Island. Yeah, and we have a lot of good wineries up here too. We're in the Hudson Valley, and we have a lot of good wineries.
There's a lot of
That's
that going
a good
on.
area for wine.
And you get further upstate, and it's excellent territory for like Riesling and Gewürztraminer. That's
red wine
so
with
like, just kinda
chocolate.
Gewürztraminer, our Grenache.
Yes.
Just because our Grenache is called a schizo wine, where it's amazing cold. If you have it really, really like icy kind of cold, and then if it's at room temperature, it tastes totally different.
Yeah.
It's called a schizo wine.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, Chianti. Yeah, Peter's talking about Chianti.
Yep.
I know you're a big fan of Chianti, Peter.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's up for like $15. I love that as a price point. You know,
Yeah.
because it's repeatable. It's like what I was saying about the brandy that we use. It's French brandy. It's better than your bottom level stuff. It's got some character to it. It's got some
better than
wood.
bottom level.
It's got some wood to it. But it's not like a $100 bottle of cognac where I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to mix with that.
The other Bonfi one that I like is the Rosa Regale.
Oh, Rosa Regale.
Yeah, road trip. Yeah, come up. Let's go wine tasting.
Yeah, you guys live generically, basically in the same area. The New Jersey, New York.
Part of the world.
Same weather patterns.
Part of the world.
So
yeah, you guys are more of a hop, skip, a jump. We're over here in California. Which we love, but it's just like
I love it too. I know road trip sounds fun. I'm all about that.
I'm in.
I know we need to get back east. We just have kid stuff. Like I said, the only where I'm visiting the United States is north of the Mason-Dixon line.
Yes. Well, I hear that. I hear that in many things.
Yeah.
And for the time being, that probably sounds wise.
I don't know if I've ever had
it. Just what I want.
Oh, ice wine sound good too.
Ice wine.
I like good ice wines.
Ice wine.
Hallmark made the ice wine because of the movie. They made a movie.
Yes,
and they
did.
actually, because of the movie,
they
pulled the ice wine from the movie.
Oh my God. Okay.
2-3 years ago, they did that.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Ever since they started their little wine club.
Yeah. Because just good old clean wine.
Oh.
Do you have any tasting pulses?
Yeah,
it looks like a stick shift.
I know. It's no joke. It is like a golf ball, kind of.
Oh, there we go. You know what? I'm going to move this down.
All right.
That's in the wrong
I want to just have a little of this ume.
Do you want to have
while
this
we're at
in
it?
like a rocks glass with a big rock?
No, I just want to have a little taste.
Okay. How about this one where it tells you how much you should have?
No, I'm going to go get some tasting glasses. I'll be right back. You entertain trips.
I'm not going to entertain them from down here.
Hi, Lisa.
Lisa, I'm pressing the Dougism button, but nothing's working.
That was so true. Well, that's the thing. That all of our glassware is down here, unless it's not. So sometimes we just have to go foraging and find the appropriate.
I had to go out to the tiki bar. You want some?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Is it a tiki bar?
Oh, we do. Yes, this is. We actually have 3 bars. One of them is in the attic now.
This is true. This is true. We even have bar space out back, as a matter of fact. Oh, we do have a complete bar out back.
Oh, the Hallmark wines. The ones we had were very sweet.
Yeah, they're sweet.
Well, I'm thinking about the typical Hallmark audience.
Oh, ice wine.
Not too
Roasted and frozen while still in the vine. Ooh, okay.
Hello. Okay.
I love it.
So here's your ume. It's fun stuff. Now, since this is designed in California, I kind of feel like this should be available, but who knows?
Oh, that's good.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Peter and Phil want to feature you on their show next Sunday.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely connect.
Yummy.
Yeah. I love
Okay,
it.
sure. That sounds fab. But glad to drop in, say hi, and see what's going on. Mix a few rounds. We are always interested in like something new that we can work with. It usually works as well as the other things. We've had some weird stuff. We've had some stuff
Well,
that
the
cost a lot of
Finger
money and
Lakes.
really did not have great flavor.
I've only
But I
ever
think this is very nice.
been on the train through the Finger Lakes.
I'm trying to
Ben was
think.
mentioning the Finger Lakes.
I have as well because I remember doing a gig in not
I
Jamestown,
love that this is purple.
but somewhere like very central New York that they took the Amtrak up there.
In the
We were going through that region.
Aviation.
Oh my gosh, in aviation, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of this
that was
that-
amazing with this.
Yes, with the Violettes.
The Violette. I got addicted to the aviation. I mean, it's just that pale purple with I think it's lime,
Oh gosh, it's
vodka,
delicious.
the
This should be
Violette.
so good in place of the Violette.
we have to try that. We might even try that
Ooh,
tonight.
okay.
I don't know. See what's
Ooh.
what. Yeah, the funny thing is you can get an aviation many places these days, whereas like 20 years ago, like AV what? No one who knew what the hell you were talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, see, we're all the old fogies.
I
We like the older stuff.
Peter, I feel like we need to drink more on our live stream.
feel like I'm behind on this evening's live stream. Like, normally by now I'm on to my second,
I'm on second
full
round.
cocktail.
Yeah,
Well,
usually you're on your second cocktail by now.
I know.
Yeah,
So
but you're with two
And
chatty
then you
passes
drink.
here, so
But of course, I've made this on
I
the air
might have
before.
had a few last night.
What I like to do with the aviation, a lot of places don't do this, but I love to mix the whole thing up except for the Violette.
yeah.
And you pour it into the glass and you've got that, and then you slip it in.
Yeah.
And it forms a layer. And you
Yeah,
get
the
this little
traditional
blue layer.
aviation is where you just dribble it in. That's what it is.
Bingo. You've absolutely got that
Yeah.
right.
That's the old. That's the way I was taught from an
Sounds
old
so good right now.
foodie in Berkeley. A
Mhm.
foodie person I hung out with, a really good friend that bequeathed me all of her alcohol
Mhm.
when she passed
Yeah,
away.
we got her whole bar.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Everything.
Yeah, it's like you could take it was like 3 cases of just different kind of stuff.
Yeah, she had 2 unopened bottles of Cointreau. too.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It
I
was
got all my aunt's stuff when she passed away, but it was mostly amaretto. She had a lot. She was a flight attendant, and she just like would squirrel things from the plane.
So she was catching a lot of Amaretto and Bailey's. I
Yeah,
think
she had a lot
was,
of Bailey's.
Bailey's was
too.
hard to find at the time.
Was she a big flyer or flight attendant in the 70s into the early 80s? Because those were the hottest thing at that time.
Yes.
Yeah, my favorite color is tacos.
I know.
My favorite colors is
Oh, Ben got a really nice Riesling from somewhere in Lake Seneca.
Oh,
Okay. I know we
nice.
need to do a New York road trip.
You know, the center of the state has all of this cool stuff, like wineries, breweries, by now distilleries. Suddenly there's all this New York bourbon going on.
I feel
Lot of
guilty
good
when we drink 2 cocktails on our live streams. Okay, the worst for us is when we
Please.
do a brunch broadcast.
Oh boy.
Those are
Bottle
fun.
of
Oh my
mimosa.
God.
That goes on.
Yeah, we kind of keep 2 bottles of bubbles on hand.
You know, you've got-
There was like
Fun
4 hours.
shows.
We went like 4 hours. We were just like watching cartoons and having sugary cereal and drinking mimosas, and it was like,
boy, oh.
wow, what happened to that day? That was a fun day.
Yeah, I think I like conked out after that for
Amaretto and
hours.
squirt.
Mhm.
How is that?
That's
Amaretto squirt.
Amaretto and probably tropical 7-Up.
Bingo.
Definitely get tropical 7-Up,
That's
everybody.
it.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna add it to the shopping list. I have it. I hope we have it.
You check that out. We tend to get the kind
And
of
the
stuff.
Finger
I
Lakes.
think it's out there. I mean, it's in our store.
It has to be.
It's a main thing.
I've been through the Finger Lakes. I have not stopped
off
in the
and
Finger
decided to
Lakes.
enjoy them.
Yes.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, we've driven the state, but we haven't. We stopped at Omegang.
The brewery,
Yeah.
which makes Belgian beer, very good.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Because we were driving from the Buffalo area.
The Peter
so
Parker.
this
Yeah,
was a
Peter.
long one.
Peter says I still remember the Peter Parker. Yes.
Mhm.
We
Bingo.
need to do another brunch. I'm scared to do another brunch, but we need to do another brunch. I'm afraid of like missing Monday.
Well, I think we just need to have a much heartier breakfast during the whole process, and you'll be in good shape. Might just have to make like that top breakfast or the breakfast bake. There you go.
Yeah, eggs Benedict.
Yeah, you need something.
Get something
to
heavy
absorb.
Yeah.
Yes, Benedict, my favorite.
Greasy.
A big greasy,
Greasy, heavy,
like a ooh hash, that has corned beef and peppers, onions, and a ton of cheese on top of a hash brown, and then you can mow all the alcohol down.
Exactly.
Boom.
Yeah. Oh yeah, great wineries in the Finger Lakes. I'm not surprised to hear that.
Yeah.
We go to Lake George every year for Ohana, and there's a great winery there.
There is.
Yeah. And I think there are a lot of them, but we just go to the one in town because it's easy.
It's local, it's easy, it's good. The local distillery has an outlet right there on the main drag. So that's
good base and a nap. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember just falling asleep after one of them. Like we both just fell asleep on the sofa. We said, "Oh, okay, see you later, bye." Logged off.
A lot of drinks. You better find out things out. Kind of sounds like a marvelous Sunday. I'm telling you.
I know it was not bad.
Like I have to rearrange my week so I don't have to go in on Monday.
I want another. Can you reach the flutes?
The flutes, I certainly could.
I'm going to do much the same thing I just did, but with Polar, Elderflower, Starlight, Seltzer. So this is more of a spritz. But I'm going to start again with the Dorothy Parker Rose Petal Gin.
A lot of fun. Great flavors on this. And of course, Dorothy Parker, a fair lover of gin at the time.
Yes. I love a martini, 2 at the most. All right, so 1 ounce of that, 1/2 ounce of the ume again.
Ume.
Working the ume.
Is it ume? Is that purple stuff?
Yes. The plum.
Yeah, the plum liqueur.
It's so good.
The funny thing is, one of the flavor notes does look like prune, which is interesting.
It's so good. This is delicious.
It's got nice.
Ume is the purple yam.
Yeah.
This is the name was ume. But it says ume plum liqueur.
Yeah, the one that says stick shift.
What did I do?
The stick shift one.
Yeah.
Oh,
you guys were doing the breakfasts. Yeah, a good diner breakfast if you can find them.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. A dash of orange bitters. Oh, Ben needs dinner. Yep.
I need dinner. We were talking good diner breakfast. It's like this area, once again, riddled with such things.
Jersey.
You're our people.
Yeah.
Diner breakfast, baby. Now you're talking.
All right. Do you want some of this? Because I'll tear it in half if you.
What do you want? Oh, the
twist.
The twist? Yeah, I'll take some of that twist.
So Lisa's asking, does that ume taste like plum?
It does.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really good. It's a high quality plum, not like a sugary HFCS plum.
Yes, not as you think it would be sort of like the consistency of port and that kind of sweet.
Okay, I was going to say
Oh, okay. Let's celebrate. I like my martinis.
A little drier than that.
I like my martinis drier than Paul. He likes this fairly wet.
Well, by contemporary standards, I'm more of like a 5-to-1 guy.
I'm more of like a.
You're sort of like
6 or 7 to 1.
Hint of vermouth.
Elderflower Star.
Coming your way.
I do. I love a martini, 2 at the most. Thank you. Do you guys know that Dorothy Parker ditty?
Love a martini, 2 at the most, 3 of them under the table, 4.
I'm under my host.
Classic.
The Algonquin used to have that printed on their napkins.
Yes.
I don't think they have those anymore.
At the Algonquin, the original round table there, you can get a Dorothy Parker, which is involving the gin. And it's very good.
So. Is that where the free martini lunch came from?
One of the places.
I bet it is one of the major progenitors of the free martini, because that was the New Yorker crowd hanging out down there. Bunch of writers, bunch of scribblers there, like slugging down bathtub gin. Wow.
I can't say I love a martini without saying 2 at the most.
Yeah. This is the kicker. Oh, let's give this a try.
Yes, gin.
Yeah.
I know when I order a martini and they're like gin or vodka, I'm like,
seriously?
really?
People, please, And if you like your vodka martini, stick to them. It's great.
7 or 8.
Yeah. If you want vodka martini, you ask for a vodka martini.
Yeah, totally. A martini is with Kitsch-en. It's just
Oh, Ben, get dinner. Do it.
Yeah,
Please.
Ben's right. Dinner's necessary.
Oh, it's 6. Yeah, I gotta see how my carnitas is doing.
All right. Well, we can let you guys go if you want to.
Oh, I mean, like I said,
Okay,
we could do this
wonderful.
for all. We
I
gotta,
know. I
What?
know. We could
Let's
stay.
do it again.
yeah,
We'll do it again soon.
love it.
Yeah.
But thank you for having us. We love
Oh,
you.
It was awesome.
Please.
Enjoy it.
Yes.
No,
Thank you
it's
for doing. This is so much fun.
It's
We'll
fabulous.
collaborate with you anytime.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
stuff.
Wonderful.
We'll connect.
Cannot wait to the next Jell-O recipe that we try.
Yeah.
That one will do with Let's Celebrate TV. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
By the way, Let's
Bring it.
Celebrate TV said that they're going to try and find if they can make a cocktail using Jell-O on Sunday.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
They're live on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 Pacific.
Yeah, you
Okay.
guys connect and promote. This is fun. This
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely. Favorite Jen. Okay. I have a few. I love. Okay. I'm gonna let you guys go. And
All
then
right.
we'll-
Okay, thank you.
That's
Good night,
it.
We'll be
guys.
watching.
Thank
Bye.
you
Thank you so much.
much.
It's been fab.
I love Tanqueray. I'm a big fan of Tanqueray. I like Plymouth. I actually really like that. This is the Dorothy Parker Rose Petal. I like just the
Been enjoying that quite a bit.
Dorothy Parker regular too.
Yeah. The standard Parker is good. And it's about 88 proof.
Oh, hi, Dan.
So-
Yeah, Jell-O shots. Oh, and speaking of
Jell-O
Dan,
shots.
commercial plug.
Shall I fetch the commercial plug? Let's do
Mm-hmm.
that. The final thing with the gin is that we normally keep Bombay regular around because it's the really good price for a liter.
Yes.
And it's an excellent product and it mixes well, et cetera, et cetera. No problem with Bombay. Bombay Sapphire, it's very good. I'm not entirely sure I need that on a regular
Well, our
basis in terms of more than
Friend
Bombay.
who's a martini aficionado
Snob?
would only drink martinis with Bombay Sapphire. And we saw him drinking them with Bombay. He's like, "Oh yeah, I like it just as much." So
He decided to try
Yeah.
he decided to try the flagship product. He's
oh,
like, I can't tell the
a
difference.
lot of love
So,
for Jell-O shots here.
Hello.
Okay, we could do that.
I don't know about that.
That's
but
something I
we
used
could,
to
we
do
could, we could
when-
involve gelatin in a drink.
That's something
What
I
are you
used to
involved in?
do when I was in acting school. That was a big I wonder what would happen if I put vodka with Jell-O time in my life.
And here we go, baby. It's ceviche again.
We just added the vinyl release of
LPs,
Ceviche,
baby.
the album by the Clams, featuring Moi on the cover.
Boy,
It's-
you're on that.
It sounds wonderful.
Yeah, we heard it at dance place. It's
and-
pretty fab.
It has the bonus track, Glendora's theme.
Glendora's theme. And you can tell that because there is a plug sticker
Oh, real Jell-O
right
cocktails.
there telling you
yes.
that features the bonus track, Glendora's theme.
Not Bombay or Bombay Sapphire friends. All right, yeah,
Oh, okay.
whatever.
I got you.
Oh, we have Empress. Yeah, we have Empress 1908. I love that.
New and faded.
Yes, we do have some of that. Yeah, it's very pretty.
Interesting but true. So we got the Dan's note on Jell-O cocktails. I think, okay, involve gelatin in your cocktail as a thickening ingredient. Have to work that one up. I don't think it actually combines very well with the liquor. So you have to combine this as Jell-O, as gelatin first, and then slip it in and then make it
Yes.
work properly. And you know what? I take a challenge. I would definitely do that. I gotta hold this way. Hello.
Oh, I'm going to drop the link to where you can buy the record.
Yep. But definitely. Yeah, it's funny. I forgot the term
If
for a
you
second.
feel like you need a record
The,
with me on the cover.
hype sticker on the corner there tells you that Glendora's on this sucker. Well, actually, her theme is. She isn't. She's not singing. Jell-O
Yeah, I
Mai
know.
Tais.
Bombay Sapphire is I don't drink. I don't think I've had it in a really long time.
We used to have it pretty exclusively. And
But
then,
before we moved here,
long time.
over 20 years ago.
Yeah,
So it's been a long time.
Kind of pushing 25. And the fact is, having tried the flagship product, I'm like, I don't know that I think that the Sapphire is like that much better.
Kalaka Boy. Yeah,
It's a
we'll
good
definitely
product.
do St. Patrick's Day next week.
Sure. But
Yeah,
definitely.
Of course.
I might be doing something a little reflective of that tonight, just because we've got all of this greenery
Oh,
behind us.
She loves gin and she loves Campari. You know what? I love a
Oh,
Negroni.
There you go.
Two at the most. I'm kidding.
Hello.
Yeah. I love a Negroni.
The
Yeah, I
Grodies,
do. The Empress 1908 is nice.
The
Or a bottle
Grody,
is low.
Americano, they're both great ways to go. And then you could always do Campari with the brown goods and do the Boulevardier, which is an excellent Manhattan variation, which I think Dan introduced us to, as a matter of fact. So we drink those from time to time if we're feeling like something which has that level of Campari in it.
Jell-O
Yeah.
Mai Tai.
Jell-O Mai Tai. Hello.
Oh, you mean like a Jell-O mold?
Like you did the Jell-O Manhattans.
Yeah.
The gelatin Manhattans. It was like it was really dense.
Yes.
Yeah, interesting.
Yes. Okay. Got it.
I'm wondering about like a Mai Tai that happens to have solid blocks of Jell-O in it as the cold ingredient. Oh, interesting.
That.
Oh, seriously? Well, you would try it, wouldn't you?
A Mai Tai with blobs of Jell-O in it?
You actually innovated the Mai Tai Musil, so I'm just saying such things could happen.
I don't know about
I'm not so sure about these things.
I'm not so sure.
I'm just gonna slip this right here because nothing
In
against.
front of my, oh, there you go. In front of my
Perfect.
St. Patrick's Day record.
Yes, of course. Because there we go. I need to be mixing because, as a matter of fact, look at this.
Look at that.
What a shame. But I have another thing up my sleeve, and let's go do this.
Now I feel, oh, the Magellan gin. We have, yes, we have had that. That is great. It is very delicious. I agree.
Which one?
The Magellan gin.
Oh,
It's like the light blue. We have had that.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think it's been a
yeah.
long time, but yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
Now, what were we saying we might try?
There was talk about doing an aviation with the purple stuff.
I'm thinking like if we did the Empress 1908 and the plum, it would be a super purple aviation.
It would be pretty purple, for sure.
Pretty purple.
Now we are actually out of the what do I think of? Not chartreuse.
Maraschino?
Maraschino.
Yeah.
So bear in mind that you'd have to sub. Although we do have cherry stuff.
Eh,
Eh.
eh,
Eh.
I don't want to sub.
We'll get a bottle of maraschino and try it.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to throw a cube in here just to get things cold. I said cube in here. I'm sure the subtitle said I'm going to throw a cube in here. No.
Oh, Kalaka Boy's asking what this record was. Okay, so, all right. I have a story. Well, a boring story, but I have a story about this record. Okay, not ceviche. Ceviche is amazing. I'm going to hand you this.
Oh, ceviche.
This is Come Fill Your Glass With Us.
Fill your glass.
Irish songs of drinking and blackguarding, sung by Patrick Clancy, Tom Clancy, Liam Clancy, Tommy Makem, and Jack Keenan. And, you know, here they are at the bar,
Having a rave.
hoisting a few.
Yep, a few indeed.
He put this record on the other day, and
You're waiting for the blackguarding.
I was bothered because it felt like false advertising because I did not hear any blackguarding.
She was waiting.
I thought this record should have been a lot rowdier. For
Waiting,
what it was.
waiting for the blackguarding.
But anyway,
it
it's
didn't
called
come.
Come Fill Your Glass With Us. I'm like, I don't know. You guys are kind of boring.
I
don't hear any
I'd hang
blackguarding.
with the Clancy brothers anytime.
No blackguarding at all.
They're a classic. Come on.
Hi,
Anyway.
Errol. Good to see you.
Errol! Finally, good to see that you're getting off a conference call.
But if you're interested in our St. Patrick's Day records, I also have
What?
the cake mix box.
Naturally.
I also have. Can I interest you in the Little Gaelic Singers
Of County Derry.
County Derry?
Yes, that's a bunch of school children
Bunch of
age,
children.
young waifs.
And then if you want
Sing it to
something
you.
a little rowdier, we have A Nation Once Again
Irish rebel songs.
from the Freedom Fighters. Up here is
Been a lot of talk about
Irish-
this next song.
Irish Cabaret of Dublin. That is original cast of Juries.
Jury's Irish Cabaret.
Irish Cabaret of Dublin.
Your typical sort of like open show
Hi,
inside.
Vindicator. Good
Yep.
to see you.
Vindicator.
That's Bill. Yeah, very
Tropey.
Irish tropey, that record. Yeah, no kidding.
You don't say. A few cliches going on there.
I know. And then there's another one over here that's Get it out of here. To the tables down at Maury's. Songs for getting together, drinking beer, and raising hell.
I don't recall that album being particularly raising hell either, but I suppose I should spindle it again to see if, like, actually I'm wrong. You never know.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we doing?
I expect
here?
more blackguarding when you're advertising
more blackguarding.
that.
Do you mind?
Just saying.
Anyway, I'm going to mix this sucker up. And as a matter of fact, I need the Irish whiskey in order to do this because I'm doing
It's behind you.
an Irish sort of 75. I know where it is.
Okay.
What I was going to do was say, where is the Irish whiskey?
I decorated with it.
It's right here. There you go.
Don't knock it over.
Nope. Just
Have
grabbing
I
the bottle
tried
without
that?
looking at it. Do you have a glass?
Do I need to go out to the tiki bar and get more tasting glasses?
Actually, no. I've got something right here that's the right size. There you go. So this is the Tullamore Dew.
Still 2 at the most.
Yep, 2 of the most. Tullamore Dew Caribbean rum cask finish. This is pretty sweet
Oh
stuff,
my gosh.
as I recall.
Indicator says I'm procrastinating learning the song Rose Tattoo right now. I'm glad you could procrastinate with us.
Yes. Bingo.
And Let's Celebrate is saying, speaking of Irish, our granddaughter is the East Coast champion for Irish dance in the 15 to 18 age category. That's wonderful. This isn't Irish dance, but I'm thinking of it because there's a step. I've been taking tap dance, and there's a step in there called the Irish. Yeah. Because it looks a little like Irish dance, but it's not.
It's not really.
But you made me think of it.
Anyway, so we're
That's
going to start
wonderful.
with, like, I've got my flute, and I'm going with 1 ounce of the Tullamore Dew. That's a pretty good place to start. A lot of people would say it's not a good place to finish, but, you know, your tolerance for a large quantity of Tullamore Dew depends on you. And I would say, like, I'll have a few, yes, for sure. Get that little
A
cold.
few rhymes with Tullamore Dew.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Doesn't it new? All right, so I'll take the lemon juice. I'm going to put in about 1/3 of an ounce of the lemon juice, just like a little bit here. Doing a sort of a standard formula for making a French 75, but with the base of the Irish. It's a good idea. I'll take the orange stuff, please.
I was already reaching for it.
I knew that you would.
He's using the citron. We
Using the
also
citron.
have Grand Marnier.
And I'll say that it's a fine quality product. It is actually based, it's a tequila base, I think. Yeah.
No.
And
It
it's,
is?
I think
No.
it is. Yeah.
No.
It's actually, I thought it was.
No.
No?
There's no tequila in there.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Anyway, it's an orange liqueur. But it was actually made.
Oh, she goes to
by-
Ireland
Yeah.
next month. That's wonderful.
Who makes this, though? I forget, though.
It
So-
used to be Patron, but I don't think it is anymore.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm thinking. It's made by Patron.
Yeah.
And the thing about this, it's a high quality product, but this bottle leaks all over the damn place. And I got to say, that's the one thing I can say about the product. Okay, that's about right.
I don't think so. I'll look at the bottle, but
Take a look.
I know it was.
I could be totally wrong.
Friend makes a drink called Irish Kick in the Ass. So we're doing Irish
her.
Miss 50-50. Okay. I would try it.
Okay, giving that a stir.
Oh, no, this is made in Mexico, though.
It is a Mexican
It is
product.
made in Mexico.
It's a really high quality product. I like it.
All
And
right.
it's usually a very good price. So once again, repeatability. I could
It
have a
is made in
$100
Mexico.
bottle of orange stuff. And it's like, do I want to mix with that?
So stock
Probably not.
up.
Probably not.
Too late now, anyway.
True. Yeah, we're all too late for that.
Fun fact, Guacamora from Finian's Rainbow was supposedly a fictitious name made up by the writers. Came to find out later the place actually exists.
Guacamole exists.
Oh. So someone was
Our
like,
things.
had something lodged in the back of their brain, probably.
I think it's something lodged in the back of the throat.
Is
Guacamora.
Tullamore Dew Catholic? My guess is yes.
Well, it depends on where you are in Ireland. After all,
That's true.
there is the big divide between the Jamesons and the Bushmills. Jamesons, I believe, is south, and Bushmills is north. The fact is, my family was all from south. My half of my family, but I always actually liked the Bushmills, which is a northern product. I always thought it was a really nice flavor profile. But then again, I've had the Jamesons, and it's an excellent product. So, what can I say? Forget all of your skirmishing and just get together and have a round.
Remember that Jamesons we bought right before COVID? Because I remember we were out and about, and I think it was like our last shopping trip before lockdown. and we bought that Jameson's coffee stuff.
Mm.
That was so good.
I'm not even sure you can still get it, but I remember it being a fun product.
I hope you can.
I remember it was a fun product.
Delish.
Coffee flavors, we've been using them, but definitely.
It was delish.
Okay, I got a great base going on here, and I need to actually top this up with. And I think my cube is totally melted, so you know what? It got things cold. And we're going to top with our bubbles. Now, I think I've got enough here for a topper of a couple of drinks.
I kind of hope you have enough for me to have a little more. You do.
Well, how about
Look
that?
at that.
Look, it was just a topper. I definitely have enough for a little something. So we'll put that away to get it cold.
No.
No?
All right.
We'll leave it here.
I don't mind that.
No, never mind.
Anyway.
I will take the orange bitters, please. And
Yeah,
just
you
give
will.
these a little bit on the top there.
I do want to try this.
As a matter of fact, a little bitters haven't hit the bar again, for
Okay.
Pete's sake.
So there's a bar. We both commute into New York City, and there's a bar at the Moynihan Train Hall,
which is on the other side of Pennsylvania Station.
adjacent to Penn Station,
Mhm.
called Irish Exit. And we both, independently of each other last night, grabbed a handful of these little coasters.
So we got some coasters.
that say all aboard the Guinness Express.
I love that.
Now we have a bunch because I grabbed some and I was like, here, I got you some coasters. He's like, here, I got you some coasters.
I think closer to St. Pat's, we will definitely be picking up some of the draft cans
Ooh, a
and
Jameson
making some
Orange
snake bite.
Cosmo. That sounds lovely. I would drink that.
Press some of that onto your drink.
And I like the idea of not having to drive.
Cheers. Cheers, or shall I say cilantro? I'll say both.
Thank you.
It's a fine quality product.
It's a great name for a bar. I know.
Oh, it's
It
very
used
good.
to just be called the bar when they first opened it. Yeah, but the people from Dead Rabbit
Took it over.
Took it over.
So we've got some serious credibility with 19th century bar aesthetics going on here, and actual
That's
Irish
good.
going on there.
That's really good.
And I got to tell you, as a base for this style of drink, any really high quality liquor will work.
Yeah.
You might think, well, I have to use cognac. No, you can use gin, of course. Gin is the original base of the French 75. People will argue otherwise, but they're wrong. And I've got it on good authority for that. And,
Ew, Paul just threw down.
Bourbon is an excellent base for such a thing. If you're like, well, I'd love to use cognac, why not? I just used Irish whiskey and it's great. It's very good. We've definitely used tequila.
I use a lot of
Mexican 75.
Yep.
And there's no problem with a really good
People
tequila
do
in
that.
this such a thing. And I think the only thing that might really not play well with this would be things that don't tend to mix well, like single malt, scotch,
No.
and mezcal. I'm not sure mezcal would play nicely with this.
I don't think so either.
But it's not.
I love
made to.
mezcal.
I like mezcal.
I love a mezcal.
I like mezcal, but I don't think it would work well with this.
Yeah.
So the rest of these things, like a lot of your things, oh, you want to throw some rum into that kind of thing? Oh, how about a nice aged thing like perhaps Ray and Nephew product in the bottom of this, maybe about a 10-year-old. I think you'd be in good shape. Yeah.
I keep reaching for this. I should just keep it over.
Just keep it there. So,
Yes.
celebrate stock and martinis. Gin! Well,
Yes.
all right, so this is the endless debate with such things. The reason that there's such a thing as a vodka martini is there was such a man as John Martin
Yeah.
who bought a distillery in 1939. And what was he going to do with it? They were making vodka. Nobody drank vodka then. Well, the Russians drank vodka. But in the States, the market was that big. Now, he held on to this for a while, and post-war, he came up with a good idea. He came up with a drink that used the vodka. And then he's got places making it and serving it, and then people are starting to get used to having vodka. And that was the Moscow Mule. Thank you. Totally spaced that for a second. Now, the thing about the Moscow Mule was it was not just like a vodka and mixer. It was something that came in a specialty vessel. It came in a copper mug, which people used to steal from the establishments all the time. But that was the fun thing. So you had a gimmick. It started selling vodka. And then somebody decided, well, a martini is like two things. There's not a hell of a lot to it. Substitute the vodka for the gin because the base of gin is a very light liquor. And then away you go. And then suddenly you've got something called the vodka martini, which immediately takes away flavor notes. So those of you who are gin
like
martini,
a good Moscow Mule.
those of you who are gin martini aficionados, you're going to think, why am I having less flavor in that? But some people at the time
Although,
thought, make it lighter.
I am very adamant about your right to drink whatever you want.
You like a vodka martini,
If
drink
you
it.
like something I hate, God bless, drink it. I don't care. Yeah, but don't make me drink it.
Around these parts,
Because I'm like, no.
I don't think I've had a vodka martini
Great history
in
lesson.
25
Yeah.
years. Thank you.
I do like a good Moscow Mule.
I do.
It is delish.
Prepared properly, it's fine. I happen to like it as well using other base liquors, like if you use like Jamaican rum or something. I'm like, well, you're adding a lot more flavor notes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
Yeah,
nice.
we're just kind of getting into dark and stormy territory.
It's right there at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I remember thinking about like San Juan Mule, Kingston Mule. There's a lot of mules you could use.
A lot of mules.
I'm not entirely sure why it was a mule, but somebody thought it had a kick. Ultimately, it was like 2 ounces of base liquor. That's no more than anything else. So,
although talk about things that we're picky about, I am picky about my ginger beer.
Yeah. Well, there's some really mediocre ones on the market. They don't have a lot of kick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think some of the ones that I actually happen to like a lot aren't using great sugars. So,
I know.
You have to really gauge it.
Yeah.
The original one that was used in the Moscow Mule is still on the market. It's pretty hard to find. Although I think if you have access to like Total Wine on the West Coast, I remember seeing it there and I was like, oh, this is just on the shelf. Yeah. So.
Yeah, dark and stormy. I know, it's a good one, right?
You see, we're talking Moscow Mule, we're talking dark and stormy. Got some ginger beer aficionados.
Dark and stormy here today.
It was indeed.
Ugh.
I will bring up something that Pepper Tree should know about. Is that if you go to your local market and you find like the international food section, you should be able to find something that looks like this, which actually is simply called like ginger flavoring and ginger extract. This is really just like an infused ginger juice.
Oh, let's celebrate. I'm all about it. Let's
and
do
this is the kind of thing that you would use in recipes to add some ginger kick. Well, you could absolutely use this in cocktails. We do. So that's a lot of fun.
The copper of the mug removes the unwanted sulfur flavors. Yeah.
I've
had a few ginger beers that will light you up.
Well, there are alcoholic ginger beers. Absolutely.
Love a good ginger beer. Yeah.
That's good stuff. I love that kick. I love the fact that it's a lot more fiery. And then there are a lot of ginger ales out there that have so much ginger. They're like, wow. That really puts it in that category.
Blenheim's, is that it?
Blenheim's.
What is the one that
Werner's? I think
there's one ginger ale that's like
Werner's is from like
ginger. I love
Carolinas or Virginia.
It's
somewhere in that region, and been making it forever, and it sounds really good.
Oh, yeah. Let's celebrate. Vodka makes me sleepy, so my husband gives me a vodka martini when he knows the only thing that will make my day better is to sleep it off. That's so sweet.
It's a sweet thing.
That's love.
The Bundaberg.
Oh, Bundaberg. Yeah.
That's pretty peppy stuff. That's from Australia.
Oh yeah, capsaicin. Yes.
Yep.
Some ginger beers have capsaicin in them. I love that.
The Goya product.
I like hot.
The Goya product does, and I like it. And they're using like the spurious sugars. So I'm like, about that.
Please.
I'd be glad to. Bundaberg actually comes in the regular and the alcohol product, so you can get both kinds.
That's
true.
Yeah.
Boom.
Thank you.
Do you mind if I do?
I'm gonna do just a little bit of this.
But anyway, so back to this product here, which I think I've let your
cork off of it.
I love how this fact that all these colors are just like Jamaican flag. This is a Jamaican product. And it is, what is in this anyway? Ginger extract and water. That's about it. There's not too much. And it's really just a concentrated ginger flavor. Again, if you wanted to add that to what you're cooking, it's great. It's like, I'm just adding a shot. But it's a fluid. It's like, do I want to add that to my cocktail? Bang! You just added some fire and some pep. And I have used that, and I like it a lot. There is also the ginger people.
Good to the last drop.
Gone, squeezed,
squeezed
like a cow over here. You know, I am talking about the bottle, that is. But there is the ginger people who make those ginger chews make ginger juice, and you can get that in Whole Foods. And that again is just basically just the juice. It's really good.
The ginger. Oh, did you already answer this one?
Oh, ginger. The
Home
brand name
Choice.
on this is Home Choice Jamaican.
Home Choice.
Yeah, it's actually a Jamaican product. I don't know that you can necessarily find this in your local market because I found this locally. Our local market is a Latin market, and they have a ton of products from Latin America,
they're kind
Caribbean.
of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, they have
They're all over the place. Well, this is great because the selection of hot sauce is the size of this house. It's all over the place.
Oh boy.
And they did a huge selection of soy sauce. It's really, really crazy. Every location down there has soy
Errol was
sauce.
saying the place we did our team building exercise had an alcoholic
Oh.
butter beer. Wish I'd tried it. Maybe next time.
Next time.
Oh yes, Lisa, I heard that too.
Oh,
Yes, Dolly
yeah.
Parton's husband
Yep.
passed away a few days ago.
Yeah.
I know they were together since the 60s. Carl. Oh.
So
That's okay. Oh my God, Fort Lauderdale.
Syndicated
You
Fort
can-
Lauderdale.
You can go to my Kai.
My Kai is at least partially open again. I've been hearing, and I'm thinking that I heard that the consortium that kind of decided to co-brand with them is very interested in historic locations and keeping them the way they should be. So I'm like, that's a big plus. Crossing fingers on that, absolutely. And Caribbean stores, yeah. So you're looking for very specific products. Now you're talking. Now we have access to some of that. Even our local supermarket has quite a selection of like Jamaican products, things from Belize. It's like, wow, that's pretty specific.
Yeah.
Good, right? But the market that specializes in that has a huge selection.
The my
of things.
Kai. Oh,
Yes,
it's
definitely.
amazing. Have you been?
It's like
yeah,
it's one of like
off the hook.
what 3 remaining palaces within the United States. And I would actually put Kowloon in there too. I know that people will, have opinions this way and that, but like that's a huge restaurant that like the food is just like they have 4 or 5 cuisines and they're excellent. They're really great.
I know we gotta plan where we're gonna go in the Boston area.
Yes.
We gotta get back to Woosong
fairly
Road.
shortly.
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
just remembering there's another ginger.
Been to
product out
Kowloon.
there.
I know. Kowloon is.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
Kowloon,
Yeah, Kowloon you can get to, right?
and it's endangered.
Well, you look at that entire strip up on like Route 2 there or Route 1. Route 1 in Saugus. There used to be all of these themed restaurants. There was the one that was like the crashed pirate ship. There was the Hilltop where I used to go as a kid, which had the huge cactus outside. Steakhouse. They had the Kowloon, and they had the imitation Kowloon was the big joint up on the hill that was looking like a pagoda. And they were competing with Kowloon back in the day. They lost, as it turns out. But there were all these joints, and they're all kind of disappearing. It looked a hell of a lot like what you see out west with all this googie architecture. But it grew up at the same time, probably like around 1947, thereabouts. These things really started appearing. And that was the deal. So it was really cool to have all these things. I remember seeing some of those kids. I never saw Kowloon as a kid. My grandfather didn't like Chinese food. But
Oh, Vindicator.
now it's a
you
family
gotta get to
favorite.
the my Kai. You gotta get to the my Kai.
Oh, seriously.
Yeah, you do. It's
Yeah.
like nothing else. It really is.
It's pretty unique.
Yes.
You used to have the Mai Kai, used to have Columbus, Ohio.
Oh yeah.
But
Benissing Spike from the Breezeway did an interview with one of Kowloon's owners. The future is uncertain. I think that they don't like so many of these places. I think that they don't. They're ready to retire, and none of their heirs want to take it over. Is what I thought.
and you don't necessarily have this load of capital that says stay in business forever.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, Dr. Karuba needs to win the Powerball, and then he's just like, I'm going to move to Florida. I'm going to live at the top of the Mai Kai in the apartment, and this place will go forever. I'm like, that's it. That's your legacy is that the Mai Kai is saved and that we're done because you bought the property. And that's the really, really important thing here. It's real estate. You know what I'm really interested in, Charlie Brown? Real estate. You've got to have those parts.
I never
There's
get what
an-
I really want.
There's another ginger
Real
product that I
estate.
need to mention because we're talking about ginger.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So I like this stuff is great. This Home Choice. But you only want to use a little tiny bit. Otherwise, ginger will completely take over whatever you're making. Just a word from the wine.
So last time, it was about a week ago, as a matter of fact, we had access to a Trader Joe's, which we don't normally have because
we can't have nice things.
we can't have nice things. We get Adams Fur Acre, which is a great local place. Fancy Foods. That's a place to go for steaks and seafood. And they have a huge selection of like hand dipped chocolates and blah, blah, blah. Speaking of C's, that kind of stuff. But guess what? We had access to Joe's and we had a minute and we said, oh, let's check it out. We bought some product. What did we see on the shelf? This is their 100% ginger juice drink mix. So those of you who have regular access to yours, like, what? This is just
good.
A packet of powder that is basically just ginger juice. And you can have it cold, you can have it hot. I remember having it like hot, and I thought it was really good. It was like ginger tea. And I also thought
it says dissolve 1 packet into 12 ounces of water.
You might want to cut that down.
Because I thought it's 60 calories. And I'm like, what is in here that's making this 60 calories? It just says ginger juice powder.
Ginger itself may have some residual sugars. It's a little sweet.
I don't know.
There's no sugar in there.
I figured if it was just ginger, it would have 0 calories. But
the ginger itself does have some carbohydrate. So, but 60 cal is not much for a glass, you know?
Well, not for 12 ounces, but still, I don't know. It just... Are you with me? Like, yeah. I feel like if it's just
what's
ginger,
in there?
It should have no calories. But anyway, I don't. What do I know?
Well, the kicker is, I think that this stuff would be great in the morning if you just need to keep yourself to life.
Post World War II, every Pacific veteran dad had a basement tiki bar. Yeah,
yeah.
At least that's how it was in Central Jersey.
Well, you get that. You get that impression, and sometimes even among your friends, you can see that.
Lisa says, "Me and Josie are why we can't have nice things." Oh, pepper tree. Yeah, I don't know. We just kind of bumped into it, but it's just good.
It was on the shelf, and it's not where you would think it would be next to the baking stuff. It was next to the teas. So check that section and see if they've got it. Yeah, and if they don't have it, ask about it.
Celebrate. I know it's. I feel like it's easy to do too much of that. I was saying
you can overload.
You have to be very careful.
You can overload on the fire.
Because if it's and then it's just like a big old ginger hammer. It came down on you.
I mean, I can be a slight heavy hand with such things, but I always make a balanced drink because this is not about something that's way too sweet or way too sour.
Vindicator's saying I planted ginger root in my garden. It has a really cool looking flower. See, you can do that.
You can do that.
Oh, wow. Can't do that here.
We know friends who grow pineapples in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
They're not huge, but it's a pineapple.
Exactly.
For God's sake, it's a rhizome. It's working perfectly fine.
I know our neighbors tried to have a lime tree last year.
They worked really well, and it was in a pot, so they can move it around. Because around here, you get frost, and that's just dead.
And Ben says I can't grow anything.
Oh,
we can grow great stuff in the summer.
Yeah.
After that.
You remember we bought a palm tree first year in the house?
I know.
And it lasted until
That's what hothouses are for. Oh, have you heard the story of our hothouse?
Oh, yeah. We actually had a greenhouse out back, which was a dome. It was pretty cool. It was like the biodome. It was fun.
Oh.
Yeah, that lasted for a season. And at the end of the season, the plastic started shredding. And it really, really badly.
Spectacularly.
Like it just totally failed. And like you complained to the company and like, we could send you another one. Or we gave a refund.
It was Wayfair. So, okay, well, fun fact, if you buy anything from Wayfair, if you call them and complain at all, they'll give you a 100% refund.
They'll refund you or get you another one?
Now, this was like at the beginning of the pandemic. And it's like, oh my God, we can't go anywhere. So
we better grow stuff.
We tricked out our patio and we
got still looks that good.
Biodome for our backyard. That we thought, oh, we'll just grow a bunch of stuff. And it worked great for a long time. But then as it got into summer and got really, really hot outside, the temperature in the biodome was something like 120 degrees. Like
it was way high.
Paul really got out there with his little thermometer and was recording.
Digital thermometer. I'm like, this is, you go in there and you're like, you could not be in there for very long.
Yeah. So, and then the whole thing started to shred. And we bought this cucumber that started taking over. Like it started sending out shoots. It was too healthy. And it started like choking out other plants. It was crazy.
I don't mind a very weedy plant.
We have not grown sweet potatoes. We have not tried that one yet. But yeah, it was so nuts.
Yeah.
And then it just started falling apart.
What grows well in the backyard are tomatoes, particularly like small tomatoes.
We had a lot of tomatoes this past year. Yeah.
Like the cherry size, the grape size tomato. Those are great.
Mhm,
Those are really great.
mhm.
We could probably go like regular size, but I love the
Yeah.
cherry size because
Yeah.
they're very concentrated flavor. And
We
like
have
we don't really
tons of
eat
peppers.
we don't eat tomatoes as such in salad. I think we'll put that in sauce, for
Yep.
instance. And so I'm good with that. But also peppers, all kinds of hot peppers and even super hot peppers will grow, and they get pretty fiery. Very true. And what else goes back to the herbs? Do fabulously. The
Ben and I both have brown thumbs. Oh, Sherry.
oh, gee.
Lisa has grown pineapples in the house. I'm impressed.
Hello. Well, the thing about the brown thumb is, if you're trying to grow something finicky, it could be a problem. But if you're trying to grow mint, you're probably
sweet
fine.
Potatoes grow super well on the farm if you can keep the deer off them. We
they love
have
them.
so many deer
That-
for being in a city.
Somebody should be culling the herd. I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm not going to do that.
Not me.
But we have our backyard. We put up an 8-foot fence,
Mhm.
and we have a little cage around our herb garden, our herb/tomato garden, which
Because of the groundhogs.
more or less keeps the groundhogs out unless they're babies. And then they're just like right through the slabs.
I saw one of them in there once. He was very confused.
And the only plant that lasted in the actual sealed biodome was sweet potatoes.
Sweets.
Okay. Potatoes ate so much beta carotene that their skin turned orange.
Biodome.
Securing snow plowing. That's important.
Yes,
That is
seriously.
important. Yeah. Working in the school office, I was always being gifted plants from students and parents. I had to find homes for them so I wouldn't kill them. Oh, Sherry.
Oh man, Sherry.
You're such a good plant steward.
That's marvelous.
Aw.
That's just
Oh,
fantastic.
yeah. Tasting history was saying that the French kings were notorious for the hothouse pineapples. He'd be worth multiples of their weight in gold. Yeah. Yeah.
Because once this stuff started appearing in Europe from the colonies, people were fascinated with this. And I think there was like in the 1620s, they were like, the royal apiary was growing pineapples in the UK. I'm like, really? Seriously? But yeah. And actually the climate is not crazy for that. You just have to like encase it so you get the heat.
Lots of deer in the country and an apple tree. Can the deer reach the apples?
Depends. If the apple tree is really huge.
We're an apple country. Like around here, it's all about apple picking in the fall.
Apples, apple picking, apple cider.
Oh, the deer eat the apples on our trees. They're all saying, that they can reach. Yeah, they need to get high enough that they can't reach them.
Our local cider mill makes great cider and great hard cider. Their cider is unpasteurized.
Yeah, it's great.
So
it is great.
You can let it sit there for a while and be good.
Oh, they fall on the ground. Got it.
And they also will make like specialty, but I don't know that they've actually done Applejack yet, but that's the next step. And that would really work because that's the thing is turn into brandy.
Jersey Lightning.
Jersey Lightning. Here we are. We're talking about Central Jersey, South Jersey. Jersey Lightning is a classic product. And I think some places are finally finding the original apples that grew back in the 1750s to make Jersey Lightning. So
can you reach the elderflower starlight seltzer, please?
I could do that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Finnegan is talking about Laird's.
Oh, Laird's, yeah. Oh, hi,
like
Casey.
Hey, Casey.
Applejack, insert Homer drool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
Go. Bing.
I mean, we're going to go through this bottle of ume like tonight, probably.
Well, if you have the product.
It wasn't cheap.
If you have the product, you might use it, and then there you go.
But it smells good and it tastes good.
Mm-hmm. It does smell good.
Man.
It's got nice aroma.
Do you want any more?
It's got a nice body.
Well,
I'm
I have the
wondering what
off.
I will actually go for that.
Right.
I'm wondering what I'm going to make, and I don't know.
So
what the heck? As much as you got.
There you go.
That works.
That's plenty.
Oh, that's plenty for you.
I have to ration the ume.
Yeah, seriously.
Lest we kill it. because we found this in Newburgh at Mid Valley, which
Great
is
store.
Mid Valley Wine and Liquor, which is like a half hour from us.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're going to jump in the car and go there.
Every time. Although it's close enough that.
But it's our local liquor wonderland.
They have a huge selection.
Sticky. Okay. Yeah.
And, their owners will point out that, like, do we have everything in the world? Oh, good grief, no.
Apple trees on their rootstocks are amazing. Tremendous number of varieties on fewer different roots. Oh,
Yes.
my gosh.
Yeah.
My parents have a tree we're pretty sure it's a Stamen's wine sap. Oh, my gosh. That's so interesting. I know that, like, the people who study these things are very into the different varieties of apple tree. My grandfather made applejack by freezing cider he threw yeast in, let it grow.
Anaerobically.
Anaerobically. Oh my gosh. I love that.
And then we celebrated.
Indicator, I just love that. Like, that's like rebellious. Like, I'm not going to pay for this.
Well, you can do it yourself. You can do it yourself. That's fantastic. That's the kicker.
That's the spirit. That's the spirits. I'm not going to pay for this.
Please. If you can make it work, you're good. Plink. Or I have with the slightly
I love
purple
the
drink.
color of this stuff. It is like the Empress 1908 gin.
It is very much that color once you start mixing with it. The Empress is actually a very distinct purple color. It gets a little
pretty and it's delicious.
A little lighter. This is sort of a very light violet or sort of a gray on screen.
I'm just holding them up next to each other so you can see the. Yours is a dusty, a dusty plum.
Yep,
it's an actual plum.
You get the plum.
We just rinse the apples, press them, and let nature do its thing. Makes a pretty funky cider. Okay, so we have a local farm market. Paul likes to grab, is it a gallon or half gallon? Half gallon of unpasteurized cider when we're there. And then he just leaves it out on the counter.
Let it sit.
And lets it do its thing.
Let it sit until the plastic jug falls over and then you know it's working. And you know what? After a few days, that will get pretty heavy. I don't have like a, what is that? Like not a hygrometer, but like the measurement of the sugar level device. I can't tell what's going on in there. So I can't tell you how much alcohol is being made, but it can get a little heavy. So.
Some mac and cheese for us for dinner. Oh my gosh, we had mac and cheese last night.
Yeah.
While we were sitting at the Irish exit.
Well, they have a lot of food places around there, and the pickle joint serves mac and cheese. It was very good. The fried pickles.
I think it's a chain.
Yes, they are.
No, I mean, that seemed like a big deal to most, but that's something I get it.
I know.
I get it.
Seriously. I mean, we talk all the time about trying things and mixing things and trying culinary things in cocktails, because cocktails are just like another level of culinary experience. And like mixing, experimenting, trying things. There are things that I would not use in cocktails, but there are plenty of things.
There are things I would not use in cocktails.
I'm not going to do that. But there are plenty of things on the shelf in the baking aisle that I think I'd try that, put that in, try that out. And it could be chocolate chips. Who knows?
Freezing clarifies the liquid. Exactly. Yep.
Drinks mixing is all about trying a little bit of this and a little bit of that and balancing it out. And that's actually a pretty good definition of baking, to make sure that like you've got enough of all of your products to make a unified whole.
I'm trying to think if I've ever made a really transcendent mac and cheese. I've made mac and cheese many times, but I'm thinking of the one we had last night, which was from Jacob's Pickles, which is a chain. But if you go to the Irish exit in the Moynihan Train Hall, you're in the middle of what is basically a food court. They call it a food hall because food court sounds so like 1980s.
Sounds so mall, but this is actually this is a former post office, so it has to be fancier than that.
Upscale chains. and we got mac and cheese from Jacob's Pickles,
Mhm.
and it had the top of it was nice and congealed, and it wasn't macaroni though, was it? Might have been macaroni.
It was ziti.
I thought it was ziti too.
Yeah, it was ziti.
Yeah, no, it was ziti.
Now that you asked me.
Ziti and
Oh, definitely.
cheese.
Yeah.
But like it had this sort of not crusty cheese top, but slightly hardened and
Slightly
slightly
charred.
brown.
Slightly charred.
This
Yeah.
feels like something to work on.
It's
Something to work
It's
toward.
really good. Casey points out
Yes.
a great mac and cheese has 3 cheeses.
And one should be Gruyere.
Now, I don't know what all was in there, but it definitely had
It
more than
was
one
good.
cheese.
It was good.
There were some
Ah.
cheese notes happening there. It was really, really awesome. I think you would try this and say, hey, this is good. I
Sweet.
don't know if it actually like fits your level of, but it's always worth
The
trying.
cider carb weight stops bubbling. Well, that's him. Like it starts making sounds. It sounds haunted.
Yeah, it does.
Rocket off the yeast.
Rack off the yeast, bottle it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
The cider carboy is actually like you've also got like the
Ooh, some barbecue
the S trap.
brisket in
Yep.
it. Pepper tree.
Yeah. S trap to actually like keep the bacteria out, and that's a good idea. And barbecue brisket and mac and cheese. Well, barbecue brisket
Oh, Errol.
needs a side of vegetables, so that's why you have the
Lisa
mac
won't
and
let
cheese.
Errol cook.
Oh, gee.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we got to do this. Just held our annual mac and cheese fest last Saturday in town.
Whoa.
Quite a variety of offerings. Partial to the one
Make
made with
yogurt.
yogurt. Oh my god.
Yogurt.
Oh, see, now I feel like I have a challenge to make a really good mac and cheese.
Well, we have the comment from Pepper Tree there, like yeah, on the Gruyere, and I'm thinking all that makes me think of
Gruyere.
is the times that we have made fondue, and fondue is what? Fondue is cheese and cheese.
Fondue is amazing.
Yeah, it's probably Gruyere and Emmentaler.
Then it shouldn't be called macaroni and cheese. I know if they use ziti, that's not macaroni and cheese. I completely agree.
Bingo.
The best macaroni and cheese I had was in Barbados. They call it macaroni pie.
Coleman's.
See, this is what I'm
Little
saying.
English
I
mustard
feel
in
like
that.
there has to be like, well, I think there's more than one because like with mustard, that's different, but with brisket, that's different. But I feel like there have to be like sort of
Levels
mac
of
and cheese pinnacles.
Yeah.
Of perfection.
various and sundry. Well, you've made it with the macaroni and the brick of cheese for years, like shredding the cheese, putting it in there,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And even if you actually start with shredded cheese, you don't start with a box with powder.
Mm-mm.
You actually are starting with macaroni
It's all
and
about
cheese.
sodium citrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've actually enjoyed your mac and cheese for many years. It's really
Aw.
good. Yeah, and it's
That's why we're
excellent.
together.
You make good product. That's the thing. But that and
Fondue mac and cheese with white wine. Ben, I got to take a screenshot of your comment because I think you might have just given us a really amazing idea.
I think I just stopped my heart, by which I mean like
Ben.
enough cheese product got in there that I stopped my heart.
I just had to screenshot that. That might be my weekend goal.
I was just thinking, why can't you do fondue?
Fondue mac and
Why
cheese.
can't you do mac and cheese as fondue? And I think that could be done. Oh wow! I've never really liked fondue. I never had it as a kid, so maybe that's just
We
one of those
had it.
things that we like
had
tried
it.
later, and we said, look, because we've had a fondue pot for years,
No.
and it's easy and
We have
simple and
so many
good
fondue
and
pots.
cheap. And you got stale bread and cheese. Boom, we got fondue. There you go.
Some
Easy, good.
recipes make a bechamel for the cheese. Yeah. I think that's key. You need to get it in there. Bechamel would help with that rather than just the actual cheese,
Well-
which would be hard and, I mean, delicious in a different way. But yeah,
There are a lot of recipes for mac and cheese that basically call for you to make a bechamel and put it in.
we had a
Which I think
fondue
it
in the
is.
1970s for Christmas breakfast.
Oh, wow.
That
That-
sounds like Christmas goals to
It
me.
does. My mother never would have done that, but she had a lot on her plate. So I understand.
Christmas goals.
I would have,
but not fondue.
I would have done that for her.
She had
That
a lot on
sounds
her plate,
marvelous.
but not fondue.
No, not fondue.
Oh.
But she did that brisket though. That was awesome. I mean,
yeah,
so
your mom did make
yeah.
a good
She made
brisket.
a damn great brisket.
Yeah, she did make a damn good brisket.
For not being Jewish, she made a great brisket. I gotta say.
She's polymerization. Oh, son just called me. Oh, it's okay. No worries.
Please
I'm thinking that this weekend
take care of business.
we might have to work on a mac and cheese fondue.
You're ringing my bell.
I'm all about this idea.
And Finnegan was talking about the fondue with the Kirsch. Yes, Kirsch is a kind of a critical ingredient.
We've done that, yeah.
Yeah.
So we've made a fondue a number of times that was in some vintage cookbook we had.
Easily.
That was a crab and cheese fondue. And the only thing about that one that I didn't like was it was like crack. So
you were eating a lot of it.
you would like, I just had half a brick of cheese and an entire crab. So like, you finish it and then, like with chunks of cheese. Like, I just had my calories for the week.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Got to watch out with these things. All the heavy
This
foods.
will make you Aspen Hill shrimp dipped in garlic buster sauce fondue.
Butter sauce.
We're coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
enough.
But yeah,
enough.
and I know what you meant.
Easy
Yeah.
enough. Yeah, I do know what you meant.
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Great food. We're talking about great food.
And
Well, we
All
started out
about it.
somewhere like
I'm all about it.
within the first part of the show. We were talking about steakhouses. We have our local favorite, but you know there are several within New York City alone that are really classic steakhouses, like Old Homestead. That's been there the longest, I think.
That one has a giant cow. On
Yes.
the top.
I mean, it seems a little like, a little rude to do that, but they do it, and it's a classic joint. Keen's has been there since the 1880s. That's about as classic red
Keen's is
banquet
my happy place.
as you get, and they keep the place fresh. It's really well done. I don't eat a lot of steaks, but when I do, they're really good steaks, and I got to point that out to anybody here.
But I'll eat
that
shrimp any chance I get.
any chance I get, there we
Shrimp
go.
fondue.
And the
I'm
fact is,
there.
like, I know
I'm
that,
there.
like, our co-hosts this evening, Peppertree, who are marvelous,
Hitting golden
know how to
steer
do
in
it.
April. Where
Know how to
is
do it.
that?
Oh, hello.
That's not in New York, is it? Because if
No.
that's in New York, I'm behind
Golden
the
steer.
times.
We don't have too many, like,
good
Western
steak
steakhouses within the state, as far as I know. You
I'm
get
all
that
about
a
the shrimp
lot.
fondue, but I want to know where Golden Steer is.
I'm thinking of Big Texan, which is in
Amarillo.
Amarillo.
I was about to say Amaretto.
Amarillo.
Amarillo.
It's
Not Amaretto.
It's over there in Amarillo, Texas. is what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
Las
No, it's
Vegas.
Amarillo. Yes.
We're overdue
Got it.
for a return trip to Vegas.
Haven't been there in a while.
I know. We haven't been there since 2016.
That's about right. Yes. Yes, I think
Damn,
so.
we never go anywhere anymore.
Oh, I know these things.
We're travel challenged.
Well, these things. And Peppertree, at any time, you guys know how to do it. Seriously.
Ew.
It's like we need to get together more often.
Porterhouse by Columbus Circle in NYC. Okay,
Oh.
so see here. Okay, Vindicator, you're gonna get this. We're in New York City all the time. We were there the last 2 days.
My office is there. So I have to be
We
there
go
from
to all the
time
same
to time.
places over and over.
Yeah.
So I think I've walked past Porterhouse about 100 times and never ventured in.
There's also within, what is it, Deutsche Bank Center now called? Like the big Molly thing that's right there on Columbus Circle. There's like 2 steakhouses.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that
Oh, we are too.
they're probably serving pretty good
travel
stuff.
challenged. I know.
I know.
We go see family and we go to Lake George in June for Ohana. That's kind of it. We used to go everywhere. We used to travel. I'm like, what happened?
What happened to
What
you?
happened to our lives?
These things.
I know.
Anyway, so Ben, a steakhouse cut
Oh my God.
for that's a lot of steak.
64 ounces for $280. What?
Honestly, that almost sounds economical because
I'm
it's a
sure it is,
huge
but
cut
who
of
wants
meat.
64 ounces? of
Good grief.
steak?
But if you talk about the places that we go, proportionally, that's probably about on par. And I'm thinking about like near the office, I'd say there's so many steakhouses. I think they're like completely depleting the nation of cattle
All we need is an
just to
invitation.
keep themselves going.
We've been known to drive 5 hours for dinner with friends and drive back 5 hours. Well, let's celebrate. Let's do it.
We can do it.
I love this so
We
much.
can do it.
We used to be able to do that. We used to be able to drive 5 hours and then drive 5 hours back.
Did
now,
we?
now I'm like, we did. And now I'm like, we need
Forget
to get a
it.
hotel.
Yeah,
I know.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We
yes.
sort of realized one day that like we can't do this. but
It's heavy.
but I love it. So we get a hotel.
we enjoy
Yeah.
good food and drink, obvi, because here we are talking about it.
Hopefully they'll have the Hookie Lao back at the Maikai. Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know. The last Hookie Lao we went to was 2009,
It's a long time.
which was super
And
fun. But I think
it
it's
was-
completely changed.
It was the
by
thing.
now.
The management has completely changed
Yeah,
up. It is
yeah.
more of a Rome fest these days. I've heard that it is really, really.
I know that
elaborate.
feeling.
So, yeah.
Saying,
Ah,
it's Sherry's
Super.
struggle is real. Like I can't.
Sherry's struggle is real.
anymore. No,
Seriously.
I can't anymore.
you know, it's just it's the bones.
We go
Yeah.
see a Broadway show. I'm like, we're getting a hotel.
In a hotel.
It just kind of goes without saying, like, because if we don't, the train we're on at the end of the night
Town special.
leaves at 12:51, and we get home at 3:30.
It's a long
So
day.
we're completely wrecked the entire next day.
It's a long
I'm like,
day.
you know what, hotel?
I appreciate having a
Hotel.
train. I don't need to drive anywhere at that
Oh,
point.
I know. No.
But
It's
for
not that
Pete's
bad.
sake,
But you can't because it's 1 a.m.
well, if it was still the Erie, you'd get a sleeper car, then you'd be like, "Oh, here I am home." You know,
Sleeper car for like a 90-minute train ride.
I would appreciate it myself.
I took a nap.
Mm.
Yes, let's celebrate. Let's do this. I'm
Talk.
all about it. I love it.
Listen, we're local. Let's talk. Let's stay with this. It's not a big deal.
Small
Yeah.
local farmers still with more morel mushrooms from the backyard on
Morel.
the grill. Yes, I love mushrooms on the grill. Yeah, well, I love
Morels are
mushrooms,
great.
period. But yeah, I love it.
I think like that sort of classic mushroom sauce with your meat is a really great way to go. So
I'm gonna have a little bit more of this. I don't know how
Polar
long
seltzer.
Polar. I'm trying to show the.
Yep.
I don't
Label.
know how long they'll have this, but this is so good.
it's really good.
Elderflower Starlight.
I feel like you could start doing some elderflower
Nice.
mocktails with this because it's
We've
got the
done it.
flavor
We've
profile,
done it.
and it's a good idea.
They're really good.
And you know what? We don't like mainline cocktails around here. We'd be dead. We actually do a lot of these mocktail things. We just invented one today for our patrons. If you're patrons, you'll get that in no
Oh my
time.
gosh.
And you'll enjoy it.
Sherry saying when I was in college, I drove 5 hours south to pick up a friend at college and drove right back to attend a Pablo Cruz.
Pablo Cruz show.
Doobie Brothers
Man.
concert. Oh man, I love it.
Pablo Cruz and the Doobie Brothers. Now that just says it all right there.
Yes.
You love
Which-
you love you some Doobies.
I
Oh,
love me
man.
some yacht rock. I feel like that's
I
yacht
like the
rock.
Doobies. I know it's really weird, but I really like the Doobies. I think they got like a very specific vibe going that I happen to appreciate.
That sounds fun. I love the doobies.
No, well, you actually really like them with
Michael McDonald.
yes. I mean, I really like them before that period. So that's sort of a split right
I
there.
know.
But like I think their early work actually stands up, as a matter of fact.
This is delish.
How about that?
This is the seltzer with
Mm.
a couple of dashes of Angostura bitters. It's so good.
It's easy. It's barely alcoholic as such things go, but it's a good thing to go.
Oh, let's celebrate. Says we got to run. Oh, both of them
Mm.
5 a.m. Yes, we will talk
Sweet.
later. I know we have to run soon too.
5 is in 7 hours, which is a pretty good night's
Oh
sleep
my
if you get to sleep in
gosh,
5
I
minutes.
know, I know.
So I understand
we
that.
can
This
fall
is the thing.
asleep, unlike us.
Not anymore. But we
I
try.
know,
We
We
try.
do try. So much weed going up and down the aisle. The guys I went with wouldn't even let me go to the bathroom. I'm like, oh know, Sherry. I love that.
Yeah. Well, you know,
We're taking care of you.
when we talk stories
Yes.
of, yeah, this is the kicker.
Oh my God. Make the drive to and from Philly for a friend's birthday more than once on a work night, even worth it. That's the thing. Like, it is worth it. You know, when you think about it later, you're glad you did it. I just can't do it anymore.
It's rough. I need a chauffeur. You know,
I can't
I-
do it
I need-
anymore.
I need
There
a
was
chauffeur
a
to get me
time
there.
when I could. There was a time when I could stay up till 3 and wake up at 7 a.m.
Boom, boom, boom,
That
boom.
time is in the past.
I have found.
Hi,
that
Eric. Good to see you.
I need to cool it these days. Absolutely true.
They were afraid I would be bothered by all the people that were high. Oh, I love that. That's so sweet.
I had a friend.
Travel challenge. Josie goes everywhere with us. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
the staff comes to see her. I love that, Errol. We're asked to leave a kids' restaurant. What? Laughing about the kids wiping snot on toys.
Oh, seriously.
I know. A kids' restaurant that's just like a petri dish right there.
I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I know, Sherry. I cannot do it.
I'm thinking about the concept of shows back in the day when shows were probably about like a $30 ticket at best, and that was a lot of money. And I'm thinking about a friend from high school who was at a show at one of the local big arena venues, and like he was smelling what was going around, and some dude next to him was like, "Oh, this is French incense." And he's like, yeah. Eventually, the guy was just like, all right, so it's dope. And I'm thinking, well, you don't need to lie to kids. You can simply say, all right, so this is what we're doing. And then the kids would know. But if your kids are at a big show where people are smoking dope, that's probably an issue, which you might want to address with such things.
I know. Do you want some?
I'm good for now.
You're looking
Thank
at
you.
it.
No, I'm good for now.
I don't know a lot about weed, but I just think of Bad Moms when he's talking about Afghan Kush. Like, that's what I think of when I think of weed. Afghan Kush.
Yeah, that little girl rolls a really tight J.
That little girl rolls a real tight J.
That's a quote from the movie. Just saying, I didn't make that up.
I don't know any little girls who roll real tight.
No,
J's.
I do not. So, I just want to make that very, very clear. I'm quoting movie dialogue. It's a hilarious movie. We love it. It's crazy.
I watch it when I've had a bad day.
And of course, the character gets in trouble because somebody plants some weed in her locker.
Yeah.
So she is not responsible.
When I think of weed, I think of Afghan Kush. That's the only weed I know because I'm basically 75.
I mean, at the end of the day, look, here's my substance right here. A little bit of
having
French
a little
75
more of this.
Martini action. Martinis have never let me down. Well, actually, they have, but they will not.
Reefer madness, exactly. I know. I know. I have nothing against it, and believe me, in New York City, you cannot walk a block without
being like,
inhaling.
Gee, this is
inhaling.
That's kind of heavy.
That's
pretty good stuff.
I don't personally smoke it, but you know what? If you do, God bless. Like, I'm all about
it's legal.
You doing that.
It is legal within
all about you doing that.
Many jurisdictions in the United States these days, including ours. So if you want to do it, okay.
99% of what I know I learned from Cheech-en. Exactly. That's me too. My best friend's mom in elementary school would make brownies and put weed in it. We were told to stay away from the brownies. I know, how do you tell that to a kid? Like, oh, I made brownies. Don't
eat the brownies. The kid's like, what's your problem?
I know.
Come on, Mom.
When Tom and I lived in Hawaii, we'd wafted through the apartments on weekends. I bet.
Oh, seriously.
Still laugh about the mom passing out juice boxes to unruly kids. Ah!
You remember our neighbor?
Lisa says, Mom, you got one too. Box wine.
You remember during lockdown where we'd be in the pool in the backyard, just hanging out, and then suddenly like this big aroma would waft over. I'm like, who of our neighbors is lighting up? And it was just heavy.
Oh,
it was really heavy. I was like, good grief. I don't need to do anything. I'm just going to float in the pool. I never figured it out. Somebody was hitting it pretty hard.
They sell hemp-infused beverages in liquor stores here in Southeast Florida. Okay. with a. Oh, he's in the Marines. Got it.
Oh, okay.
We'd
got
much
it.
better than the magic baby powder. Yeah. Just about to sign up. And then I heard this. So here's some history. My mother, pot smoking hippie, was so proud that she could take me to Woodstock. So yes, I was one of those mud babies. Oh my God, I love it.
Obviously,
That's not far from
the
us.
festival was in our backyard, more or less. It was just up in Saugerties.
Yeah.
It was. Don't make any mistake. If you were there, it was a bloody mess, and you were waiting forever for bands to go on stage. What a pain in the neck.
Although if you were a baby, then whatever.
You didn't know anything.
You didn't care.
Too true. I'm waiting
Oh my
for.
God. And you can say you were at Woodstock.
I'm just here to see Creedence. You
You can
know.
say you were at Woodstock.
All right. Well, is it about 2 a.m. on Sunday? You're going to see Creedence. You know.
Don't do well on it. My 30 plus sons are another story. Back in the days of my older brothers in the 70s. Oh, Jimi Hendrix. He was playing Jimi Hendrix earlier today.
yeah. That was I found an album that I wanted to put on. You know.
I love it. But you were dancing the aisles. I know, with Eric.
Yeah.
I love that. That's so much fun.
We
I know. Honestly, the smell of weed does not bother. The smell of cigarettes bothers me like crazy.
Yeah.
But the smell of weed, I'm like,
fun, huh?
I just think it's kind of cute because it's everywhere.
We bear in
But-
mind that, like, among the headliners in the Woodstock movie were both like the Jefferson Airplane, the Jimi Hendrix Band of Gypsies, and Sha Na Na.
I know, right? It's like one of these things is not like.
And I gotta love the fact that Sha Na Na was there at, like, 7 a.m. on Monday playing, and damn it,
Things is not like
they got a lot of press out of being in that movie, so that's a good thing. Yeah, that works really well. And the fact is, hey, they were local Columbia boys. Hello.
weed.
The
My
movie.
brother
The-
at the
the-
grassroots.
yeah. Yeah. Well, is it?
Yeah, it is time. Grace for peace. Whenever I think of Sha Na Na, I think. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Anyway,
Yeah, little Bowser action for you.
Singing us out.
Yeah.
I know it's time.
They were part of it.
Bowser, exactly.
They were part of it. That was the thing at the time. A lot of these.
Thanks for the fun. Oh, Ben, thank you for joining
Hey,
us.
please.
Thank you all, Pepper Tree. Oh my God, you guys are so much fun. We love
Pepper
you.
Tree give us the
We
inspiration.
love you.
They give us a much. They gave us a much prettier cake to emulate, and ours.
Although our cake is still.
Ours came out kind
It's-
of funny,
It's hanging in. It's hanging in.
but it has integrity, and we tried it and it was delicious.
It has
So there you go.
integrity. Our cake has
You can
integrity.
make gelatin upside down cake, and honestly, it's really good. Gotta say,
I love it.
you guys,
It's
are
so
awesome.
much fun. Like, you can't take this stuff too seriously. I know there are people who are like, "Oh, I make my vintage recipes and they're so perfect." I'm like, I can't with that.
I
it
make-
makes me want to go take a nap.
I make my bespoke gelatin. What, you render
Your
the
bespoke
you
gelatin.
render the fat
Oh,
yourself?
Julie, thank you.
Seriously, yeah,
We love you all.
please,
All right.
guys,
Okay.
it's fantastic.
Vintage
Obviously, behind us, you're seeing
camper gal, Julie,
album-
Pepper Tree,
you're seeing the album Ceviche, which we
Indicator.
promoted last week. It's fantastic. This one actually has the hype sticker. So if you're interested, if you would like to get,
the highly collectible hype sticker.
many of you
Thanks.
were actually talking about, oh, I love Ceviche. Is it available on LP? Now it is.
I'll just share the link. again.
Dano actually kicked it hard, made it happen. We heard it. It sounds fabulous. It has
Oh,
a
I
bonus
know.
track. If you bought the CD, if you bought the download tracks, this has more stuff.
Errol,
This is the
you
only
did
place
get a
to find
late
Glendora's theme.
start.
I
A late
know.
start. Oh my gosh.
I know, it's
Okay.
a drag. Anyway, so just a minute. I just
Mayo tuna molds. Oh,
want to finish like
Eric.
promoting the record because
Oh, I'm
that's the
gonna-
product that
I'm
we're
just
talking
gonna
about, the
say
things
Eric
that
is
blah, blah, blah.
asking autographed. Eric,
If you
Glendora could autograph that. That could be arranged.
if you purchase the album,
That could be
let
arranged.
us know if you would like such things, and such things could happen.
Yeah. Let
I'm
us
just
know
saying,
if you want it autographed and we'll make
it is
sure
available
Glendora autographs
in the store
it.
for a post-paid price, and we can get it to you. We ship records all over the place. Obviously,
Aw.
it will be safe.
Yes. So
Yeah.
please let us know if you want it autographed, because
Yeah.
I would not dare ask Glendora to sign your collectible record if you don't want an
Unless-
autograph. But if you do want
unless
an
you want it.
autograph, she could take care of
Obviously,
that.
Glennie could take care of such things.
Yes.
This comes with the hype sticker. It is sealed up and ready to go. We've heard it's the quality is fab.
Post some
It came out
cigarettes.
so much
smoke
better
in
than
it.
you would think. Yep.
We could do that too.
Mhm.
Okay. Is it that time?
Anyway, so that's
All
the
right.
plug. Obviously, you know that many people here are patrons. We thank you so much. It has really made a big difference. And if you would like to be a patron, just follow right at the bottom of the screen, Patreon at Velveteen Lounge. I'm trying to speak here.
I'm trying
And
my best to
It
talk.
will get you there. Not a big deal. And there are several levels of sponsorship, which really help, obviously enough. So thank you so much for being here on a Wednesday night. We had our fabulous host, Pepper Villa, who made a much
Well, we're the hosts.
He
They
made-
joined us.
the co-hosts. They made a much prettier cake than we did, but damn it, your cake really kicked. It was tasty.
It survived.
It was so good.
It survived in spite of all.
You know, all of the pain and the Sturm und the Drang, it came through. It's really good.
It did come through.
So if you want to make yourself the gelatin upside-down cake, which is a fantastic innovation from the joys of Jell-O, you know what? It will work. It will work no matter what you do. We've made a few good drinks. If you're patrons, you will get them tonight. If you have any questions about what we've done tonight, because later on you think, what happened with that thing? Just drop us a personal. We'll answer these things. We can always dig in and take a look at the comments and say, oh, that's what that was all about. Yeah, it's big fun. And we really enjoy spending a couple hours with you on a Wednesday, because you need to have a lot of fun and distraction, good food and good eats in uncertain times. So the fact is, we're very happy you can spend a couple hours with us, or whatever you could do. Some people have to bug out early. And as always, in a week's time, we're gonna have another fun
Hashtag
theme.
the
Let
joys
us
of
know.
Jell-O.
Boom.
Exactly.
But as
No more Jell-O for me, Mom.
sorry, Mom.
Here. I know.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh.
As always, remember, no matter where you go, and no matter what you do, we will see you soon.
Good night.